everybody. Welcome to the Intermission podcast, episode 47, the show where two film graduates discuss classic, iconic, and obscure films from times gone by. We're your hosts, Oscar W. Fitchett.
And I'm the world's longest hot dog sausage. I am. I discovered the kind of man I am today, Oscar. If you'd like to know.
Why? What does that have to do with the longest hot dog sausage?
Oh no, it doesn't. I thought it'd just be a bit of fun, just to start off. You know, everyone's.
All I'm saying is, all you lot, a good chunk of you vote for this man to be the cooler out of me, him, and Lewis.
It's true. Look at my hair.
And that's what you get. Look at my hair. What?
Look at my mustache. What do you want? Because I just thought it'd be a bit of fun. Like everyone's heard the whole, I'm Robbie Tweedale thing before. Just switch it up. But yeah.
Is that what you meant in terms of when you've discovered the type of man you are?
Oh no, that was a different thing. From today, as I do most days, I went to work, and I decided, because I went out yesterday and there was a marathon on, and it just made me feel better about myself. So I decided I was going to run home.
All right.
From work, not because I wanted to escape or anything, just like for fitness. So So I ran, but I also needed to pick up something for my tea this evening, and it needs to be something quick because we record the podcast. Can't be fucking cooking a whole meal. So I decided to run from my work to the Sainsbury's around the corner from my house, and then I walked into Sainsbury's fucking knackered, like dripping with sweat. I can't breathe. Picked up a ready meal tikka masala, and I went home. And I think just the image of someone walking into a Sainsbury's, fucking knackered, like legs like jelly, all in sports gear, and then grabbing a ready meal tikka masala and fucking leaving. I think there's something really iconic about that.
I mean, it's very summer. You know, I always love thinking that. I've gotten to a certain age where, like, I've now gotten, like, I now don't really necessarily give a fuck about, like, the, like, oh, what's that random person going to be thinking of me? Oh,
I just do not care.
Like, no, but now I've got to the point where, like, I'm kind of like that, but not in the sense, like, oh, what are they going to think of me? I hope they think I'm, like, I'm really, like, cool and badass and that. It's just, like, or, like, edgy and all that. No, yeah. I just kind of, like, almost think to myself, like, what would that person think if they just randomly saw this?
Yeah,
and I've thought, and I don't necessarily do like stupid shit, like how some dickhead's like, well, what if I just randomly boot something?
Yeah,
I don't know, but it's more of a thing of like, well, as a reason, like when me and Connor filmed the end of year film, and two sober blokes just like, well, like I always thought, like, I wonder what the bouncers like thought, like from the point of view of a bouncer, they saw two blokes walking in the showroom. Yeah. Walk in, take a singular shot of apple sours each, leave, then walk around a sky, see that sky's empty, just stand around in sky for a bit, then walk to Loons, go into Loons, out in the beer garden, a smoking area.
Yeah.
I go get a drink. We sit down in the smoking area for a bit, finish my drink. We walk out of Loons, back to showroom, wait for there's one on the dance floor, and then just stand inside for a bit, have a bit of a dance, then just leave. Like in my head, I'm like, imagine being like one of those bouncers, like on that, like
just seeing you fucking keep coming in and out and fucking all over the place. But is it because it's Hartlepool? It's like just the same street. You just keep going to the same 3 places over and over again that are all 2 doors down from each other.
This is why I've discovered I'm preferring Church Street as a place for going out.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm liking that more for the fact of like I like we start off in Spoons and all that, and then most people say, "Oh, let's go to Idols."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And we go to Idols. Most times we're chatting, bullshit, whatever. And then more likely or not, I end up finding myself following people into the town centre a bit. I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. And then by that point, I'm tired, get a bit of a headache. And I'm just like, Sky always lures me in because I'm like, yeah, Sky, that's the better club of all of them because fuck Loons, fuck Showroom. And I go into Sky, I'm like, yeah, They're blasting Last Resort as soon as I walk in. Next song, what do they play? I hear those notes. Then I hear When I Was a Young Boy.
Awful.
I'm like, my life is the best it can be right now. And then we cut to like mid-2000s, like fucking club music.
The year 3000.
No. It's fucking like just random, like.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, where did this change in music come from? I thought this was all cool and indie.
No.
And then I'm staying it out because everyone else is still in Sky, and I'm just waiting for like a song that I like. And I'm not necessarily nitpicky with it. Like, give me a Jimmy Eat World, give me Sum 41. How about Good Charlotte? I've heard those songs play in Sky several times. Just do a bit of that. But no, we just get shit. So then I'm just like, I'm waiting outside. Because I'm done with clubbing right now. And I'm just stand outside for a bit while I've got a bit of a headache. And then I walk back home from like the middle of the town. Whereas what I discovered in terms of like end of the night in Idols is like, I'm just around the corner. I'm fucking fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is about Sky for me. Might be controversial. I don't think it is. I don't think Sky's ever come back from lockdown.
No, because I never went into Sky before the pandemic, but growing up in Hartlepool, I always heard about Sky.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
It was great in first year of uni until the pandemic hit, and then whenever I go in now, it's just no one's there. It's fucking ghost town, mate.
To be fair, I do have it is a good laugh though. I do like it when it was like when you were up for the Tees Valley Awards, and then everyone was like, "Where you lot going?" And because we split off from like a lot of the group, and then like it was like me, you, Joe, Connor. Did Stephen Lister join us at that point? I think it was like the five.
Idea, probably.
I think it was the five of us, and they were like, no, Tyler. It was Tyler. It wasn't Stephen Lister. It was Tyler. And then someone, I think like someone rang Tyler saying, "Where you going?" And then since I'm Big Shot award-winning director, I'm calling the shots at that point. And then so they go, "Oscar, where are we going?" And I got it. "We're going to Sky." And then like apparently everyone sighed. I was like, "I'm not fucking walking in the showroom. I'm not walking to showroom for celebration." Genuinely, fuck that place. Yeah, but nothing bad happened to me in there, but I always just get icky vibes every time I go in there.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, man.
The music's shit, and I don't know. I don't know. Just don't. It's not a pleasant time. So I'm like, we're going to Sky because at least there's music that I like in there. I remember we walk into Sky. I think I was the first one in there. We were the only ones, and I just started laughing. I turn around, and I think Connor was the first one in, then me. I walk in. I see Connor doing his fucking Vincent Vega, John Travolta from like Pulp Fiction.
Jesus.
I start laughing. I turn around. I see you walk in, and you're already laughing, and we're just like, fucking.
I walked in and was like, "What the fuck are we doing here? What is this?"
So I was like, "So drinks." Get drinks now, and then drinks. And then that's when I also went, Tyler was at the bar, and I went, "Tyler, 5 shots, mate, cheers." And he sighed, and he went.
Did I persuade him to get a Sambuca?
No, he ended up getting his Jaegers.
Oh, yeah, he did. What a fucking idiot.
No, but again, in my head, this shows very much so Tyler McCulloch's character. And the real life Tyler McCulloch is, maybe a different egg to Tyler's Tales.
Whoa. There's no differentiation there.
Oh yeah, sorry.
They're true tales.
Yeah. So, but like this shows how much of like the character of Tyler's character of how much of a fucking wet wipe he can be. Not all the time. He can be.
It's a possibility. It's a likelihood.
In the sense of like, I walked up to him and I went, 5 shots, mate. Cheers. He could have went fuck off and just not have done it.
He goes,
but he did it.
Right, like.
Yeah, he just did it. I'm so.
Yeah, no, you can say anything to him.
I didn't threaten him or anything. I just went 5 shots, mate. Cheers, thanks. And then he just does it. It's like before. It's like when I was like it was like the Christmas ball when I like execute Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
And then like I was like on the cheap. I was trying to find the cheaper drink because I didn't want to pay for really expensive fucking Jack Daniels for some reason. But then because I saw it was like over a $5 for a single Jack and Coke.
Well.
So to which then as soon as Tyler goes, "Oscar, I'm getting drinks. What do you want?" I go,
Jack and Coke.
Please,
Yeah,
Tyler.
absolutely. And make it a double.
And then you go. I don't think I did that. Just the old Jack and Coke, please. They would. All right. And then he just went, "All right, nice, cheers."
Mate, if you want to hear about outrageous drink prices, we can actually start doing the intro to the podcast after this. Sorry.
Yeah.
But you know, I went to the darts with my good friend Jackie Bulms, and that's not his real name. There was we went there, and you had 2 options at the stadium. This is at Leeds fucking Summit Arena. There's something outside my window that looks like a UFO. I think I might be discovering aliens. I mean, I do live next to an airport, but it's sunny out and it's just a light in the sky and it's not moving. So wow. I'm gonna record this so we can add this in post.
Okay.
The fuck is that? What is that thing, man? Fucking aliens.
Aliens and shit.
Aliens and shit. Anyway, we went to First Direct Arena. It suddenly comes back to me. And we went to the bar. 2 options. You could get...
wait. Arena is this, by the way?
Yeah.
Is this an arena?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
two options. You can get Moretti or you can get dark fruits. The other thing about this was the light's gone. Where's it gone? What the fuck? It's completely vanished. God, this is horrifying. Ugh. Fuck. Anyway,
yeah.
You could only get these drinks in the big 2-pint cups.
Oh, right, yes.
Bigger than your head 2-pint cups.
Yeah.
So
I need to start doing that more when I go to gigs because I always finish my pint before the show starts.
Yeah,
and I'm always trying to make sure I'm at the front of the stage.
Yeah,
I'm not getting back.
Yeah,
I'm not getting back.
You've got a good position here. This ain't gonna work. But so me and Jack decided, well, we'll do it in rounds. I'll get 2, one for me, 1 for Jack, and then he'll get 2, and then we'll have had 4 pints because they're 2-pint cups.
Yeah.
This is smart.
Yeah.
Would you like to take a guess at how much the 2-pint cups of Strongbird Dart Fruits was at the arena? Yeah.
In an arena.
Yeah.
2 pints.
Yeah. But
was it close to
2 pints technically?
Oh, 2 pints.
Yeah. So I got a 2-pint.
So the overall price of it.
The overall price.
I'm gonna guess. Were you close to 26 quid or something like
that? Close in that is less than what I paid.
What the fuck? How much did you pay for
I paid £33.90. For 4 pints, £33.90. What the fuck is going on there?
Do you know what I'm terrified? Do you know what I'm terrified at?
Go on.
Because you saying that story. Because I remember, I think I told the same story about when I got a pint of dark fruits at the Newcastle Utility Arena. I was like, "Whoo, that's going to be my only drink for tonight."
Yeah,
I'm going to have a single. But I've just remembered I'm going to Wembley in August, aren't I?
Oh Jesus! Yeah, I mean, good luck with that. £33.90. That's nearly £9 a pint.
Yeah. No,
that's mental. What the fuck is that about?
So £33.90. So let's say about
it's like £8 something, isn't it?
34 for 4 pints. Like that.
Yeah.
So that's like 15.
It's like £8.
Yeah, you're looking at around about. You're looking about about £8 odd or something like close to £8. Yeah,
£8 a pint. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Only in stadiums, man. Only in events like that.
Good night though. I was fucking rat-arsed.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Would recommend going to the darts. Anyway, continue.
I used to really like watching the darts. Used to.
Yeah, I mean it's good in the sense that you have no idea what's going on because you're seated in such a way that you can't see the board and you're so far away from the big screens at the airport that the writing is too small and you can't even see what score it is. So you've got no idea what's happening. You just wait until the big sparklers go off and everyone starts dancing. And you go, "Oh, he won, did he?" Don't matter because you're pissed and you're with your mates, so it's all right. Good times.
Probably in the intermission section, I'll get to I like how this has just become a thing with me. It's just like, now let me tell you about the last week of a night out that I had.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. Like, I had that. Robbie has the Tyler's Tales. That's like what. That's all I can do. I can catch Robbie up on what's happened in Hartlepool.
Yes, in the real world.
In the real world. But yes, with that being said, let's before we get to talk about the film, reminders, as we always do. Time codes in the description. Obviously, there's chapter marks on the YouTube section, but there's also, if you're listening on the podcast platforms, there's time codes to see so you can see each topics and all that, and how long they last. And if you want to skip to one, that's what you can do. You can do that. Also, our social media links in the description, Instagram and Letterboxd. The Intermission Instagram is where you can go to find clips from episodes, as well as just what the next episode is going to be and all that jazz. And also, I want to say a big thanks to everyone who's watched Love Bethany as it premiered on Saturday. I feel like our general episode kind of took a hit because of that, because it's not doing well. And I realized that you upload like the same day as Love Bethany, so maybe like the audience hasn't quite gotten on the general yet. But thank you very much. I think it's at the time recording, we're close to 300 views on Love Bethany already. So fucking hell yeah! Cheers, thank you all it's been a lovely experience, this whole Love Bethany journey. In all honesty, it's been nearly a year since it was shown at the Northern Film Festival. Can't wait to see all those and all that in a few weeks, a week,
next week. It's next Thursday.
Fucking hell, yeah, man. Jesus.
I got confirmation that girlfriend of the podcast, Julia Colley, will be attending, so that's good.
Oh, I'm really excited now. Really excited.
Yeah, I couldn't give a fuck before when just you were coming.
But
you and your girlfriend, fucking marvellous.
I always enjoy talking to that girl.
Yeah, she's lovely, isn't she?
Sometimes I wish she was there instead of Reese, but that's another...
Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? Is Reese going?
Yeah. I don't know.
Fuck it now. Oh, well, that's all right.
Who else is going to be there? There's going to be a lot. It's going to be a good night, is all I'm saying.
It's going to be lovely.
It's going to be a lovely night. And yes, I won't say anything yet in case I didn't announce it by the time this episode's out. But go over also to the R&Q Instagram. I'm going to be announcing upcoming projects and all that. And all that stuff. Exciting things. I'm definitely keeping myself busy. I don't know how I'm doing it, but I am doing it. So,
who's to say?
I don't know what's happening, but we'll see if any of these turn out good. Is all I'm saying.
One of them's got it.
He's released a lot. Yeah, but was it good? Who knows? Let's find out. Tune in next week. Yes, and along with that. As usual, mental health links in the description. As always will forever be there. Links, whether it's you're in the UK, America, around the world, relevant links in the description for any mental health information. Whether you or a loved one are struggling in a rough place, they're there for you. Always keep your mental health in check.
And especially this week, World Mental Health Week, isn't it?
Is it World Mental Health Week this
week? I believe so. Could have made that up, but I'm sure I saw it on a white girl's Instagram story today.
Oh, all right. I'll let Robbie fact check that.
Yeah, let me fact check this. Hang on.
Who's to say?
Who knows?
Before you fucking...
Oh, God. Only World Mental Health Day is coming up. I'm sure it's World Mental Health Week. 15th to the 21st of May. Fuck yeah.
So it is.
God, I'm clever.
And with that being said, let's get talking about this week's film.
Hell yeah, man.
And this week's film of discussion, Robbie, is the 1936 silent comedy, Modern Times. The film was directed, written by, and starring Charlie Chaplin. I believe he also produced and composed and edited the fucking film as well.
Jeez.
The film also stars his leading lady, Paulette Goddard, who I think they were married by this point.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
He's punching, isn't he?
She was his last wife. I know that much.
Yeah, last of 12.
No, she wasn't. She was his second last, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Una O'Neill was his last wife. What was she in? Was she in one of his films? Probably. Probably. The plot synopsis of the film, according to IMDb, is the tramp struggles to live in modern industrial society with the help of a young homeless woman. Accolades the film holds. It has a 98% on the Tomato meter and an audience score of 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Has an 8.5 out of 10 on IMDb, placing it at number 47 in their top 250 films of all time. And it holds a score of 4.2 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd, placed at number 183 in their top 250 films of all time. So, my relationship with this film, everyone, if you go to the City Lights episode, that's why I discussed my relationship with Charlie Chaplin. Used to be a huge fan of the man. I'm still a big fan, but I did go through a period of time about a decade ago where he was like my favorite director. I fucking loved his shit. And this film it's never necessarily been my favorite of his, but it's been close to it. Like, there's been times where it juggled for a bit, where I was like, do I like this more or do I like this more? Yeah, I love this film. It's a film that I know there's a lot that I like in it. I like Charlie Chaplin's style of comedy. In the bits that he does, I find him as it's weird. I think like if he was inherently, I think the tramp character can be annoying, but I think a lot of the set pieces and comedy bits that he does is entertaining and really well done and really well executed. And I think I like the general story and like the general like thing, like tone about it, like how the film's set. And I guess it's set over like a political message without being preachy and political about it. And this might be my favorite Chaplin leading lady. I like the relationship between her and the tramp. I like the dynamic there. And we'll get more in depth in it. But I fucking love this film. Modern Times is great. It's a film that it's a film I loved since the first time I watched it. It's going to be a consistent, really enjoyable watch for me. I don't necessarily take anything. I mean, I think there's quite a bit of deep and meaningful to take away from this, and a lot of stuff to look underneath from it. But I think it's a film that everything that I've got from it, I'm not going to gain anything more from the film that I already do have, personally. But what I do have from the film is I think it's really good. And yes, Robbie, your thing with this film.
Yeah, man, I've never seen this. Shock horror. What a fucking twist. I've only ever seen one other Charlie Chaplin film, which was City Lights, which we did for this. Did I like that one? Do you remember that? Do you remember if I liked it?
No, you did. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You got stressed with it.
Did I? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Stressful life. I think, but if we could just put a little insert flashback to last week, what I said at the end of last week.
What did you say at the end of last week?
I asked you how long it was going to be. You said an hour and 20 minutes. I said I'm not going to like it. It's going to be too fucking long. So if we could just flash back to that, when I reveal in a shock twist that I fucking loved this.
Oh really? Oh my god!
This is. I can hand on heart say this is my favorite silent film I've seen in my life.
Do you know what? I was very much, as I was watching this film, because when I watch films for these podcasts, I'm thinking to myself, I'm enjoying this, or if I'm liking it, and then I start then thinking to myself about a scene, I'm like, oh, Robbie's going to fucking hate this.
Do you think that with every film that you watch now?
Not every film. I mean, this season's been a bit of a rough one for you.
It's been awful. I've been thinking of calling it quits, throwing in the fucking towel.
apart from Shawshank Redemption, but since my shit internet connection derailed that good discussion, it was just kind of left a bit lackluster for us. But you didn't like The Big Boss, really?
No.
It's only been 2 films, though, really, just thinking about it. It's been The Big Boss and The General.
Two ones that sucked. And do you know what it is? Right, I've got there's probably 2 things that have caused my my awful feelings this season. Number 1 is that we've had 2 shit films in a row that sucked and I didn't like them. And secondly, is that both of them were impossible to fucking find. It's the fact that I had to search for him, trawling the internet for the fucking Holy Grail. Like a fucking quest.
I sent you the link for the general.
Yeah, that one was fine. The big boss. Oh my god. If I had to find one more fucking stream of that movie that didn't have the correct subtitles, I was gonna fucking gouge my eyes out with a spoon. But it's to go through all that shit to find them and then watch them and then go, that was fucking awful. Whereas this, great
time. Modern times.
Great time.
There was one scene in particular where I was like, there was two scenes, but there was one scene towards the beginning where I was like, not towards the beginning, but there was one scene where I was like, I can imagine this happening. Robbie's like, why? What the fuck's the point?
I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't perfect. Okay.
No, yeah.
There's things that I don't. There's things that I don't like. I like that you said early on that you can sometimes find the tramp character quite annoying.
No, I can see why he could be annoying. Do you know what I mean? It's like the tramp's never annoying to me. He's never.
Okay.
I never find him annoying, but I can see how he is annoying through a modern lens.
I mean, okay, well then I'll just say this then. For the first 35, 40 minutes of this movie, I fucking hated this guy.
Yeah,
I hate him so much.
Was it by any chance the bit where he was like, where he went a bit stir crazy? He was going with the fucking wrench with people.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what is this weird dystopian world that we live in where every single woman's garments has got fucking nuts and bolts
buttons.
On it? What?
They're buttons.
But they're hexagonal. Why are they? They're the perfect shape for him to put a fucking wrench on. Why are they designed like that?
And he also tweaked that guy's nipples and his nose and his cock.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So and then the man's concern was,
and then the man's concern was his nose.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, it's just twisted your knob off, mate. Maybe be a bit more concerned. Yeah, I don't know. There was that bit, I think, as well. I think the stress angle comes into it again when he's on the conveyor belt and he's doing all that. Brother, just fucking pay attention. Stop fucking sneezing. Stop looking to your left for no reason. There's nothing there, mate. Just do your fucking job. Stop it. I was feeling bad because it's like, well, if you start fucking up, then it starts impacting other people. You know? Fucking hell. Like, just fucking concentrate. Jesus Christ.
It's the bit where he fucking like started arguing with the other bloke and then realised that.
Yeah, that shit. I'm like, mate. But like, as well, I'm guessing his job is to tighten the bolts and the nuts and whatever. Is it a nut or a bolt? Is the nut the screw?
I don't know.
No, the bolt's the screw. The nut, he's tightening nuts. Hey, he's tightening that one guy's fucking nuts, am I right?
Yeah, he did fucking do.
Yeah, good shit. But like, when the big boss comes over and is like, fucking pick up the pace, and he starts like getting a bit ahead of himself. Great, good job, he's doing it. But also, how tight are you realistically making them? He's doing like one of these, and that's it. And I've done jobs where I do the same thing all day. I was a till guy at Tesco's for a bit. Shout out to Tesco's. But I'm not finishing that and then constantly just doing this. After I finish, I'm like passing things right to left. Fucking chill out.
But you also don't live in a fucking.
Well, I don't live in a fantasy world, do I?
You don't
I guess I should just calm down.
Don't live in Charlie Chaplin land.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So what was the turning point for you where you were like, because you said like for the first like 35 minutes or so.
Well,
you were like this man's doing my head in.
The only thing that was keeping me going for the first like 35 minutes or so was the woman. She's great, very invested in her story, what was going on with her. She was instantly more likable. She's like, she's got a bit of character to her. She's a bit cheeky. She's going onto a boat, stealing some bananas, giving them to kids. So, she's like a nice person and she's like doing something for the community and stuff.
Great character introduction, just a close up on her, like slice of bananas, then a quick pan up, and she's got that like almost like swashbuckling like grin, like aha, stealing from the rich and giving it to the poor.
Yeah,
Way.
It's great, and I'm like, fuck yeah, and you know, in today's current climate, it's someone that you can really get behind, you know. So
yeah,
and so I was like invested in her and her dad and her sisters who disappear. I mean, her dad dies, but her sisters, I don't know where the fuck they went.
She got full on Peter Parker, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, she really did. I mean, that comes out of nowhere.
That man Uncle Ben's so hard.
Oh my god, you're not wrong. But like, I think I got back in...
Paula.
Peter. Oh, sorry, we're doing Martin Sheen one.
Yeah, that's what I was
When
doing.
you if you have the power and if you really think about it and you think about responsibility, then maybe you should do those things. Just say the fucking line, man. Just say great power comes great responsibility, man. It's not hard. It's the fucking weirdest scene. Sorry, it's completely off topic.
Got to the deleted scene in Amazing Spider-Man 2 where his dad comes back with a fake beard and says it on a fucking park bench in a cemetery.
Amazing.
That still baffles me that happened.
Yeah, I mean, like, what was that about? I think they've talked about it in Amazing Spider-Man 3 was going to do, like, clones or something. And that it wasn't his dad was back to life, it was like a clone, and maybe they bring Gwen back as well. But they bring her back using Peter's blood, and she comes back as Spider-Gwen. What do you think about that? Yeah, so when I got back on board with this was it's when he goes to prison and does all that coke.
One of my favorite scenes in any Charlie Chaplin film. I love it. The nose powder, and it's because it's so like, wait, what? What are we doing?
Yeah, what? Excuse me. Just does a bunch of coke and then becomes a hero.
Yeah, what's the moral of the story? Snort cocaine, kids. You'll fucking.
Yeah. Here's the thing with that, right? If he didn't think it was cocaine, which I imagine he didn't know it was cocaine, right?
No, he took he
thought it was salt.
Like, salt.
Yeah. How much fucking salt are you putting on, dude?
Yeah,
Jesus. Like, I know, like, even if he didn't know it was coke and thought it was salt, how much fucking salt do you need on your food? That is ungodly. I mean, I know it's like, the 1930s or something, 30s?
Yeah, 1936, yeah.
Yeah, I know it's the 30s and everyone's having a steak and a milk for their tea or whatever. By the way, later on in the film, the biggest fucking Flintstone steak you've ever seen in your life. Oh my god.
I was gonna say the biggest bread ever.
Holy shit.
And they make a gag about it as well.
Yeah.
Like that.
I feel like I'm jumping all over the place. But yeah, I came back on board when he got out of prison. The bit where he accidentally got on board with the march was funny before he got.
No, I always like that. I'm always a fan of that.
Very good. No idea what that flag was doing on that truck, but I'll let it off.
That's I think that's why that's one thing that I always like about Charlie Chaplin's sense of humor, and what I like about his style of comedy is like it's just this bumbling idiot find himself in accidental situations of just like fuckery. Like it's like he's just trying to, oh mate, you dropped your flag, and he's just walking out, but then there's like a fucking like march behind him. So then like he gets, there's the leader, get him back, get him arrested, man. That's what I mean. Man walks out of a mental hospital. It's like, oh, you're cured, off you go. And he's like, hey mate, you dropped your flag. He's a communist. Get him in.
Yeah, get him in the fucking car.
Get him in the car.
That was pretty good. I enjoyed that a lot. What happens after that? Yeah, so he gets out of the mental hospital, gets the flag, goes to prison,
hospital, gets the flag,
goes to prison,
and then
has all that coke.
He gets let out of prison, but he's institutionalized.
Yes. Yeah, he's been institutionalized, and he doesn't know what to do with himself.
I mean, I don't know how long he was in prison for, but I can guarantee he wasn't in there for as long as Brooks.
Yeah,
and even then, he was still like, I don't want to fucking leave.
I mean, and then he tries to get jobs, doesn't he? The gag with the boat is fantastic. So good. It's so fucking good.
It knocks it, watches it happen, looks around, like, I'll get my coat. Don't worry.
Do you know what I realised whilst I was watching this? And this is going to be very specific to just probably me and Oscar and the very few people that have seen it. But if I'd have chopped off the first 20 minutes, right, and started from when he gets let out of the psych hospital and done an edit like that, and given that to Connor and Elle for my FMP, would have been great.
Yeah.
Would have been great reference for him. To be honest.
No, it is. It's like a bumbling
little idiot.
Who's just, I just love life, me.
Yeah, and he's just trying his hardest, but he don't really understand things.
And then you got like a kick-ass like partner in crime, who is definitely the Rock in that relationship.
Ah, yeah, 100%.
Gets him a job.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that as well. But like, no, but I think that's what it is, because like even though I prefer City Lights, like City Lights is my favorite Chaplin. I think I like the story more in that, and I think the story is a bit more like that's got more heart in it.
Okay.
City Lights, in my opinion. Modern Times is fun.
Yeah.
But, Modern Times is fun with still a good plot and story to it as well, I think.
Yeah.
But I also like, because again, to me, this is Chaplin's final silent film. So, and how I watched his films originally, like I watched them from like The Kid, 1921, then The Circus, and then like Gold Rush. No, it's The Kid, Gold Rush. Yeah, The Kid, The Gold Rush, The Circus, then City Lights, then Modern Times. So by that point, I've watched so many tramp films that like it gets to like this point, I'm like, it's like, oh man, it's like The Kid, he doesn't really have a love interest. He adopts this little boy.
Yeah.
Gold Rush, he kind of has like a mate with him, but he also has a love interest as well. Circus, he has a love interest in there. He's a circus performer. City Lights, he has the blind girl who's his love interest. Yep. So it's like, whereas like this one is like his love interest is almost an equal in regard. Like it's almost like a female tramp.
Yes.
And now it's now it's not just the tramp trying to like impress this woman who's outside of society, like who's like where he's outside of their society, and you know because the thing with City Lights, like she's blind and she really likes him, but she doesn't know he's a tramp. She thinks he's a rich man, so that's his way of he's trying to get around that.
Yeah, I remember that movie.
And then with the circus, it's like he's trying to impress the circus performer, but like the fucking her boy. From my memory, the circus is great. I need to rewatch that. But it's like I think like she has a kind of there's another circus performer who likes her. Type of thing. So there's that type of thing. Or like I think it might be a dad's the ringleader. Or there's some reason why it's like you can't go out with this man. He's a homeless person. It's sort of like that.
Yeah.
With it. So it's always like that thing where it's like we kind of just eliminate that fact from the love interest. And we're like, now let's just see these two just fucking like, and it's even the point. It's like I like how they meet as well. I like their meet cute.
Yeah,
it's
it's great.
The meet cute isn't him instantly like, oh, buggy, pretty girl, I'm gonna just follow her or whatever. It's like she nicks bread, they bump into each other. Again, he accidentally finds himself in this situation.
Yeah.
Policeman comes in. He's like, "Oh no, she didn't nick the bread. It was me. Take me back to prison, mate. Cheers." And then that's it. But then they just find themselves in the same police car at the same time.
Yeah.
Whatever. And there's a bit of fun to it. It feels a bit more like I don't know, like I can't think of like it's if Bonnie and Clyde was entertaining. I'll put it that way.
Whoa now. I quite like Bonnie and Clyde from memory.
We'll get to it in a future season.
Okay. Okay.
But I like the thought of just like two outsiders find each other and like now let's do shit or whatever. And
yeah, let's sleep over in a shop and best sequence by the way, great stuff.
I was gonna say, love that. Absolutely love it.
What a fucking good visual gag, by the way. The roller
skate.
Yeah. With the what do you call that? The matte painting.
It's like yes, yeah. Oh, amazing.
It's so good. It's so well done.
I didn't know that was the effect for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's weird because I feel like I would have put. Then again, I don't know. I feel like Buster Keaton would have done it in real life.
Yeah.
And it's almost good that we kind of like watched a Buster Keaton flick and got to know his style or whatever, and then contrast with a Chaplin thing. In the sense, like, I think both of them work in their own ways. Where it's like, I love Buster Keaton's mentality of like, do it practically, the Tom Cruise way of doing shit.
Yeah.
Do it practically.
Movies are real.
Let me do this. But I feel like Chaplin also Chaplin does a lot. All his shit's in camera as well. You know, but
Yeah.
he does it in a sense of like, right, but how can we use the format of filmmaking to enhance this?
Yes.
Which, as opposed to just pointing a camera at, like, watch this bridge blow up. Again, that's impressive. Two different types of things, I think.
Yeah.
But I think it's really impressive because, like, that's really cool seeing him skate, and it is a tense moment if you don't know the effect or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's like in your head, it's like, well, this is before computer generated effects. Oh my god, is he actually doing that? And whatnot. I mean, it's still impressive that he can roller skate blindfolded and do a little dance like that. Anyway, I mean, I could barely roller skate with my eyes fully open.
He still had to have the ability to roller skate in that specific area. Because otherwise he'd have been roller skating over the matte paint and it wouldn't have looked right.
Yeah, he would have went under. He'd have
gone underneath it. He'd have like clipped through it. Yeah. So he could have done it, is what I'm saying.
It's still a very skilled thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know. And I've talked about before in many different films. I can't even think of specifics, but I always like watching older films. You can see like, the nice little mood. Like it's like I can see that it's a rear view fucking projection with the boat going out. I'm like, that's cool though.
Yeah,
like, that's I don't know. It's something about that where it's like, and especially like if you're on about like my background here, like if you're on about the sets.
Oh my god, the sets are so good.
He goes through the cogs. I'm like, this is just fucking cool, man. Yeah,
the factory set in general is incredible. Because there was points where I was looking at it and going, oh, okay, well that's probably like a matte paint from here onwards, or rear projection from here onwards, or whatever. And then a guy will get off a machine way in the back and run into the front of the frame. I'm like, holy shit, the whole thing's a set. Are you fucking joking?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, the scale of it is huge.
It is. It really is, yeah. Like, it's brilliant. It's excellent world building. It's fucking brilliant. Like, it's weird because it's not futuristic. It's not sci-fi. But it's a thing of, like, obviously at this time period, it's like it's meant to be a commentary on, like, how times change and how there's certain people that don't move with the times, and you know, it's an over-exaggerated version of that, like in the sense of big screens with men talking and all that. Like, you know, he goes on a break, screen comes up, hey, stop slacking, get back to work.
Yes.
You know, and all that shit. And then it's like, hey, we've got a machine that eliminates breaks. Here's a thing that
that whole bit, man, I hated it so much.
The fucking food.
Oh my god. Brother, just turn it off. What are you doing? Why is he like, sorry, we'll try again? No, it's all the way down his fucking front. The guy has just had like scalding hot soup thrown down him. Maybe don't try it again.
I know, and now the cake. And then the boss goes, nah, it's not reliable, get out.
Yeah, and the boss is like, doesn't seem reliable. Nah, I don't think I'll have it. And it's like, mate, this bit has gone on for like 10 minutes. And you're now going, doesn't seem reliable, actually. The fuck is this? I know that it's like supposed to be, you know, we're doing it for a joke and whatever, but
yeah.
Dear God, that bit did not work for me. Apologies.
Yeah. That was one bit that I thought I was like, okay, Robbie's probably not enjoying this bit.
Oh man, it's too much.
And the other bit that I thought like Robbie's probably not enjoying this bit as well. It's once he's back in the factory as well, and he's with the mechanic. He gets his head stuck out and he's trying to feed him. I'm like, oh, Robbie probably thinks the feeding's going on too long.
Oh yeah, no, I skipped that.
Oh yeah.
There's this lovely nifty invention that's happened a few years ago where there's a little circle that says plus 15 seconds. Just spam that a bunch of times. It's great.
I mean, I didn't mind it. It's fine, but again, it's not the high point of the film. Is
oh
it,
god, it's so long.
But then it goes like, "Where's your boss? He's up there. Get him down." Comes down. We're on strike.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, I just love that bit of comedy where it's like all this shit happens for all it to be like, yeah, no, we're not working now. Come on, let's go.
That's funny. That was a funny joke.
And then like the policeman's proper like, fucking move out the way, you little shit. And then he like accidentally lobs a brick.
Yeah.
And then just again, I love the escalation. Steps on a plank of wood, throws a brick, hits the police officer. Everyone goes wild.
Yeah.
A police car instantly rolls up, takes him in.
Yeah. Stuff like that is great. But I think, like, tell you what, man. Big sets, using visual trickery, things like this, world building, robots and such. I think is why, for me personally, the Chaplin films hold up way better than the Buster Keaton films.
Yeah, okay.
Because as someone that wasn't raised on either, I was raised on Laurel and Hardy like a good boy. I think like seeing something, like for example a bridge blowing up or a train. It's like, here's a static shot, here's a train on fire. As someone nowadays who's seen countless films before seeing this, I go, all right. Yeah, it's not particularly impressive to me. Whereas, I mean, obviously it's impressive. They fucking blew up a train or whatever. But like for me now, I'm like, I've seen other things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Tom Cruise jump out of a plane.
Yes.
And everyone goes, the whole thing was real. No, it wasn't. I know he actually jumped out of that plane, but they also fall through a fucking lightning storm.
Yeah.
Right? There's visual effects in that sequence. Everyone calm the fuck down. Anyway, so but like seeing things like huge sets, Charlie Chaplin fucking spinning around on cogs and such, matte paintings will always be impressive to me. Rear projections, false perspective, things like that. That stuff, I'm like, yeah, man. That's a bit of me. That holds up and stands the test of time for me because they're using what they had and tricking an audience, and there's a bit of a magic trick going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's using that movie magic.
Yeah, as opposed to it is just what you see is what you get. We blew up a train.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be interested in like throwing another Buster Keaton film in a future thing, just so we can balance it out, so we can have a two for two for thing. Because I mean, from my memory, The Cameraman, which is my favorite Buster Keaton film, is more Chaplin-esque in terms of the narrative, in the sense of like he kind of is. It's like he's kind of got a bit of a love interest, and he's trying to impress her, and then there's shit happens.
Yeah,
it's more like that, and there's stunts in it as well, but it's not like how like The General's just basically the Fury Road of the 20s, where it was like it's just a chase scene. There's a bit more of like a plot narrative with that, but I think I don't know. It's like, and when talking to Joe, because obviously Joe a lot more a Buster Keaton guy than a Chaplin guy, he says he finds Keaton, he prefers Keaton more because of the fact of like of how he just fucking does it. And how he's like doing it. But to me, what always attracted me with Chaplin was, and again, it's a ridiculous them versus them thing. It's like them both if you want, or don't like whatever. It's not a fucking thing. It's not a war. It's not a fucking war. And if there is, could grow up. These are like nearly centuries-year-old films. Come on,
chill out.
But to me, for me personally, it's more of a thing where it's like, I don't know. I've always like appreciated the Chaplin always, with his stories, always is trying to like give a bit of. There's always heart in it. There's always some sort of like thing to it to make you go, or like there's something to it, and it's told in, it's intertwined within like these comedy set pieces, which in my opinion are always really well done. Like, I don't think I've watched a Chaplin set. Again, there might be things that go on a bit too long, but like I always find the idea funny. There's always a thing where I'm like, oh, that's funny. Or like, again, it's like the bit with the guy with his boss getting trapped in the fucking cogs and shit. And he has to feed them. I like the idea of like, you know, he plugs the thing down, squishes the oil can. His boss kicks off. It's like, fucking watch the can. Puts his coat there. Things go down, he sees the oil can, quick takes it, fucking moves up. Shit, his coat was there. Oh fuck, his pocket watch is now squished.
Yeah.
It's like that escalated thing. Like, walks up, his boss gets like trapped in the thing, his head pops out, reverses it back, his head pops out just another way.
Yeah.
Just like, and then a break happens. He goes, get me out of here. I can't, it's a break, sorry mate. Well, feed me. Oh, okay. It's things like that. It's even though I didn't grow up on Chaplin, I discovered when I was like 16. But a lot of his humor reminds me of comedy that I did grow up on, which is stuff like A 40 Towers or An Only Fools and Horses, where there's just like these little jokes constantly. Like, there's all these little set pieces that always just escalate. It's always a constant thing of like, he gets knocked back down. Oh, well, I'll keep that in mind next time. Gets back up, avoids the thing that knocked him down previously, but gets knocked down by an even bigger thing.
Yeah.
That's the constant thing where it's like, oh, well, okay. Fucking dodged. I made sure not to clip something or whatever on the bolts, but instead he ends up getting dragged in or something.
Yeah.
Or so, and then that leads into another bit. I think that's where all the. I think that's always why I get interested in Chaplin's films. I think that's why, to me, I have a lot more of like a fond relation. I have a fond screen relationship with the Tramp character because I've watched the short films with him in, not all of them, there's fucking loads, but like I've watched a good chunk of Tramp shorts. I've watched, from the kid onwards. So it's like, by the time I'm watching Modern Times, and again, I'm like, oh, he's got like his own little like partner as well. And then when he walks off in the sunset, which is also one of my favorite endings, the scored version of Smile, which is written by Chaplin, the song written by Chaplin's playing, and it's like, and he's telling her, smile, smile, and she's like, what's the point of even trying? And he's like, oh, just need fucking, you just need to look ahead. And to me, it's like, yeah, I've watched so many films of this fucking little guy getting knocked down constantly that it's like, even by the end of his like side, the Tramp character technically retired at this point, even though the look was brought into The Great Dictator. The Tramp character is not in The Great Dictator though. But I'm watching this guy, through all this shit, and it ends with him being like, you know what? Yeah, shit's hard, but we need to keep going. Fucking whatever. And let's walk off into the sunset. The end, and I end the fucking film, be like, what a fucking great time, man.
Beautiful.
What an absolute. And I think again, Chaplin films, they're funny, but I get heart from them as well. The film always ends with me being like, oh, what a sweet story, what a nice little tale that was. But yeah, we'll talk about the shop sequence bit bit as well, because the end. I know we talked about the fucking thing like that, the rollerblading bit. I also again. Just 0 to 100. There's a burglary happening, but then it turns out they're not burglars. They're just fucking starving.
Yeah. So why'd you bring a gun?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my question.
They shoot off a champagne.
Yeah, just pop it. It's much worse. You're just gonna make a fucking bullet hole. No, it's not cool. No.
Yeah, bang.
You got shards of glass in your fucking champagne.
Yeah, but
what are you doing that for? No. No, not metal, not rock and roll. Fuck you. It's a bad thing. Just open it like a normal human. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but when we talk about it, they just went.
Yeah, but that's fine. It's more.
What do they talk about it?
It's more satisfying to me if they just pop the cork than if they fucking shoot it.
Have you never wanted to like get a champagne and like with like a sword or something and go?
Yeah. Yes. I'm not
that's
a
another
fucking
version
loser.
of that.
No, it's
That's
not.
another version of it. It's just
no, it's not, because by doing a sword, I'm not cutting a hole in the fucking wall. Unless I've really aimed badly. Whereas whatever you do, if you shoot a fucking bottle to open it, you've made a fucking hole in the wall because that bullet doesn't stop at the bottle.
That's why you go outside and do it. That's why you go outside and do it.
Then you've killed a bird.
Well, yeah, but a tree, then I don't fucking know, Robbie.
Jesus. Oh my God. Unbelievable. Fucking hell.
I like that. I like the house bit. I like the bit where they found a little shack. Yeah, that was a nice little sweet moment. He goes diving, head first into a shallow pool. Again, nice little bit of.
Yeah. So there's a bit in here. I think it's in the dream sequence where they're thinking about a house.
Yeah.
What's with that bit where he makes a cow come just by looking at it and then drinks it?
Yeah.
So, because here's my question with this, right? So I know what people would argue. He didn't make it come, Robbie. He just milked it, right? My argument would be, whatever white liquid came out of that cow and into that jug only came out of one of the things. Yeah? All right?
Well, that's how... When you're milking a cow, not all 4 others are taking milk out of it, are they?
Yeah, but man, there's usually more than one. I'm just saying, and the way that it stood up like that looked a little bit like a little knob. I'm just saying. And with milking a cow, I've never done it personally, but I imagine there's some manhandling that has to go on. You don't just look at it and it goes, all right, I know what time it is. Spray the milk out.
Well, I don't know about you, Robbie. I don't know about you, but also there needs to be some manhandling in order for the other thing to happen as well. I've never had an instant where someone's given me a look and I'd be like, oh, give me a minute. I've never had that.
We don't see the. I mean, you've clocked where I'm going with this bit, haven't you? We see the cow framed to the doorway. We don't see its back end. Someone could be right up that cow.
But hang on, right? Oh no, I'm not gonna. No, never mind. No. This is where this is ending. That conversation's not going any further. I'm not talking about the logistics of an orgasm.
I'm just saying, man. If the cow's G-spot's in the bum.
Well, you fact check that. You fact check that, Robbie.
I'll Google it right now.
I'll fact check that. You'll tell me more about what you fucking took away from that scene.
Well, yeah, it's just like there's like a jug's worth. And
what?
A jug's worth. Is what I said. Before. Like a jug's worth.
All right.
I think like the amount to fill a jug.
Okay.
Yeah. But they have like the Tommy Lee Jones style meal of a steak and a milk, but it's the largest steak you've ever seen. Doesn't he just look like the kind of guy that would live off a steak and a milk?
Who? Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his big leathery face. What are you Googling right now, by the way? What are you actually searching to find out this?
Well, I put where is the cow's G-spot, and I found an article, and I found an article that said, "Do animals have G-spots?"
Oh,
wow. Either way, G-spot has been examined in humans, but what about animals? Do animals have G-spots? While there is no general agreement that the G-spot even exists in humans, some claim that it might be connected to the clitoris. Since many animals have a clitoris, it is possible that those animals will have a G-spot. However, the G-spot might be a widely accepted concept in the mainstream media, but it is very controversial in the medical literature. Many scientists, neurologists, and gynecologists claim that all published scientific data point to the fact that the G-spot does not exist. This means that neither humans nor animals have a G-spot.
Are they so sorry from this bit that I made up about a cow getting fucked off screen? We've discovered that the G-spot may have been fake news all along.
It's a fucking placebo. It's a fucking
my god!
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's to convince people. It's to convince people like, oh, maybe I should put someone bum. That's what that is.
Well, yeah. Holy
Sex
shit.
companies have tricked you. Companies have tricked you.
I was always taught that the man's was in the bum.
Yeah, well, not
from like an early age, but I've heard it around.
Now let me tell you, son.
Yeah.
It's
son, let me tell you something. So I'm sorry to take it. Sorry to take you away from the telly for a minute. I know you enjoy Peppa Pig. But if you just come over here a sec, you're at primary school now, and I think there's something you need to hear.
It's like that one bit in like the Malcolm Middle thing where Bryan Cranston like turns around and spotlight hits him and goes, "Son, once you know, you'll never go back." It's just
Oh god. But there's nothing else I have to say about that scene. I just wanted to do a bit.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. I liked the again, I feel like you know what that scene did when they actually did live in the shack for a bit.
Yeah,
was that was after the department store, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that's right. Yeah, they left the department store and they found this little shed, this little shack.
Yeah,
I liked it quite a bit as well because that's the scene that also once again built more like, oh, this is nice between the tramp and was it?
I like them.
The Gammon? How do you pronounce her character's name?
I said Gammon.
Yeah.
I don't want to call her Gammon.
No, neither would I. But I didn't know. I would think a Gammon.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that. You know, it was nice. She was playing. You know, she made fat sandwiches.
Oh my god, the biggest sandwiches you've ever seen.
Even I was looking at the slice like, fucking hell, that's big. Was that just the 30s? But then Chaplin made a joke about it. I was like, this is fucking It's bigger than me head. This like.
Jesus.
But no,
Did you say it like that as well?
Bigger than me head. This love fucking hell.
Fucking hell, like.
Well, he is from England, isn't he? He was British.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Fucking hated it. That's
Genuinely
why
didn't know that.
he was from London. He fucking hated England. That's why he went to America.
I can't blame him.
Then he got. Why do you get kicked out of America? Then he got accused of being a commie. So he just like
he married too many ladies.
He was swimming in so much pink that he had to leave America.
So I've never heard you use a phrase like swimming in pink. That is awful.
You should have saw it. That was my go-to fucking bullshit back in like 5 years ago.
That is heinous. I know I just did like a whole segment of the show talking about the cow's G-spot, but that is fucking awful.
I'm sure I've said it in front of you before.
I don't think I've ever heard that in my life. Jesus. Oh my God.
I watched that be like an episode from like 2021. I was like, no, Oscar did the exact same joke and Robbie had the exact same reaction.
Yeah, knowing me and my memory, probably.
To the exact point of where Robbie went like, made a cow G-spot joke, and then we went through the same article. Lads, do you remember it in Apocalypse Now when you discussed this already? It's like, oh, no, shit, I didn't realize we did
I didn't know that.
I didn't know Robbie made a cow fucking joke when they like executed that cow in Apocalypse Now.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, they did when they fucking like helicoptered that cow out of there. Robbie goes, no, didn't Robert Duvall fuck the cow?
I bet that string's attached to its G-spot, he said. I think I've got a song for later about a milkman.
I didn't know what you said at first. I thought you went. I got you said, but I didn't hear the K.
Oh,
but I didn't hear the K, so I heard milkman. But my brain eliminated the second syllable, so my brain mind connected. Be like, I got a song about a milf.
Oh
and
no, no.
Oh, well, all right, that's.
No, I've got a song for later on about a milkman. Whilst we're on the topic of cows and milk.
Okay.
Continue.
Yes, so I think they do again. There's like funny little comedic bits where it's like he gets fucking smacked in the face with a plank of wood. And
So good.
But there's a point where he looks at it, he knows it's going to happen, shuts the door, just bang, just rails him in the face. It's like, why did you come on, Chaplin, mate?
I love that.
You knew what was going to happen
when he's doing the fight in the police station, and he just bangs a metal door against someone's head. Probably kills them, and then goes, that worked, and then does it on another guy. So I've got a formula now. That's good. That works fine.
Just gonna keep doing that.
Yeah, it's great.
The ending of this film is always a sequence that I'm a big fan of. I love I love it all. I love the little bit of him being a waiter, and then he's like, there's that one dude who's like, "Where's me fucking roast?" And there's just
me roast duck.
Goes in, boots the outdoor, just wipes, realizes what he done, and he goes, "Shit!" And I'm just gonna step away and wait for someone else to walk through the.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think that's what. Again, I compare it because we talked about him last week. I get the Buster Keaton shtick of stone face clown, and like all that, but there's also just something about when Chaplin boots the thing, you can see it in his face, like, "Fuck me, okay, I'm just." It's like, since it's like after we talk about the narrative, I want to talk technical filmmakery things about this, but it is so much more like he's using the full medium of like film to be like, let me just express it in my face what everyone would be thinking at that point. Because even though if I did that at work, if I just went in an arc and I went into the kitchen, like take some glasses in and I just booted a door, knocked someone flying, realized what I did, my face wouldn't be shit, fuck me. I would just be like, I'm just gonna step aside. I'm just not gonna.
Yeah.
I'd be like shit, but my mind would be doing the fuck. Damn it! All right.
Shit.
So it's like I love that bit about it all, and then like, again, it's the pro. This film is just a load of long scenes, a load of long bits. Yeah. I think that's what's entertaining about it. It's like the bit where the busiest dance floor ever.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
holding the thing. The duck gets stuck in a fucking. It's like. At that point, you can't even be mad at the tramp at that point when, like, the guys...
No.
Like, there's loads of things in there where it's like, mate, if you just did that one thing, this instant won't be happening to you.
Yeah.
But it's like, the guy's getting pissed off at him. It's like, where the fuck's me duck? He's like, what can he do? What can he honestly do? He was walking through an empty dance floor that everyone's like, Renault, on your feet. And then just... Everyone in their nanas was just, like, doing the jive or whatever the fuck.
Unbelievable. But also, why are you going to eat a roast duck at a place like that?
That would be the equivalent if I just went in a showroom and was like, so can I get like a...
Yeah, can I get burger and chips, please? No. No, you can't. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, that'd be funny if a club served food.
Oh my God. Well,
Then again, I feel like I feel like some place would actually... Not like, even if it was just a next door section to it. You go in, you wankered, we all want fucking like food. It always gets that time of night where it's like, God, I'm starving now. Well, we're shut.
In Hull, in the lovely land of Hull, at Spiders, one of my favourite clubs, one of Julie's favourite clubs. We've had great times in there.
I've been told I've been told I should go there.
We will go when you come to Hull. I don't know when that would be because I don't live there anymore.
I was going to say,
but
that would have to be that would have to be an equation where we would all agree to be meeting up with Anna Bant as well.
Yeah,
that's what.
There you go. In Spiders upstairs, you can buy crumpets whilst you're there.
Oh, I like a good crumpet.
You can just buy a buttered crumpet. And correct me if I'm wrong, is Spiders like the goth club? Yeah.
And they have crumpets.
It's fucking brilliant.
I'm not complaining, but it's an odd mixture.
So it's like death metal downstairs with cages and stuff that you're dancing in. And then if you go upstairs, it's like Elton John, ABBA, stuff like that.
So that's where you go. I was then going to ask, why do you like this place then, Robbie?
And then if you go outside, there's the smoking area, which is like a rooftop bit, which is really cool. And then you come back inside, and the little stand is next to the ABBA bit, and the Elton John bit is the crumpet bit.
Mate.
And they might as well just call it the Robbie floor. So you've got
that's all where you are.
You've got the music I like. They sometimes they don't just play 80s stuff. It's also like, that's the requests floor, so you get a lot of like Arctic Monkeys and things like that, the Strokes and whatever, all that kind of thing going on. And some fucking crumpets. What more could you want?
Mate, I didn't make a trip to Hull.
It's fantastic. £3 cocktails of just like fucking stuff that'll kill you. You'll die.
You what? Oh, mate.
Oh, it's the best, man.
Oh,
it's fantastic.
God. I can now drive now. I could just do an impromptu fuck it. I'm coming.
Yeah, fuck it. Come to Hull. It's great.
Is Leeds on the way to Hull?
From you, we'll say it is. It's not, but we can lie. Actually, it might be.
Because I was going to say, I can literally just drive to you, and then we could
just
go.
Me.
Right, let's
we
go
to Hull.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, well, that'll be something that's happening within the next year.
Oh, so hell yeah. Definitely.
There you go. You've just all witnessed a plan.
Yeah, there you go.
That was if we just stopped recording then and we were like, let's just talk about that.
That was a fucking perfect insight into how we plan things. Yeah, it's like, that'd be cool. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's literally legit what happens with us.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so. And then the film kind of concludes in its segment
the movie.
with the gibberish song, which is one of the more iconic things from this film. Not my favorite thing of the film. I think I would agree in this, but I always look forward to it because it's funny and I enjoy it. It's just a bit like I talked to like a mate when I started showing him when I was really into Charlie Chaplin. I told him to start watching some Chaplin shit. While he was trying to introduce me to horror, I was trying to introduce him to Chaplin. That was the exchange going on there. Yeah. And he was enjoying it all, and he got like modern times. He was like, "Yeah, the thing is though, I just wish he just didn't make the tramp speak." And when he didn't technically speak, no, but he opened his mouth and words came out. I was like, "Yeah, but he had gibberish. He didn't like say English fucking language. He didn't say a language. So like that's
is he not speaking a language there?
Well, it's always labeled as a gibberish song. It does sound a bit too formed. It sounds very French. Doesn't
yeah,
it?
Well, I was gonna say, call me a call me what you want. I don't fucking care. It sounded like French to me. I thought he was singing in French. And I thought it was weird that like everyone in the club seemed to know French.
In this viewing, it's an interesting watch, because again I know it because I'm like, this is fun. This is the gibberish song bit in modern times. But then it's like everyone's like howling, everyone's like way, and then it's like the song
This guy's
ends.
fucking class.
The song ends and everyone's like yeah, and then like the boss comes in and it's like you need to get it again, do it again. That was mint. It's just oh, the nonsense song is what's called.
Nonsense song. Okay.
But either way, I think the whole point is like he's not saying stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's like again, I wish I could just pull him back out. Like Joe, what do you think of this clowning? Because I feel like this is like. I feel like this is like a really good like again, I know nothing about like the craft of clowning or acting in general, for me, perfectly honest. I don't know how I get certain performances. I'm just really good at casting, I guess. But I don't fucking know. So do that and then they do it. I go, good.
Thank you.
You did the thing.
That's not
yeah, I'll say that's what my directing's like. I'll say that, yeah. No, I don't do anything. No, stop it. Stop it.
Stop it. Oh, guys.
But I think it is like, because he's doing the physical acting bit of it. He's doing like, there's some things where, he's doing like the oop and then opening, there's a performance going on to it, to the point where I'm like, I could imagine just sitting and watching this on stage and just being like entertained enough with it. You know what I mean? It feels very theatrical, but like not in a way of like, fucking hell, this doesn't belong on the big screen. It's like, okay, this belongs in this style of film, and this is doing a really good job for it. I know it's an enjoyable piece of Charlie Chaplin clowning, I think.
Hell yeah, man.
And then the film, and then police rock up.
Great, lovely stuff.
We need her. They peg it, and then that was it. I remember showing this film to Will and Gary years ago. First Chaplin film they saw. I gave them the option. I was like, which one do you want to watch? They went, oh yeah, that one would be cool. I went, okay, cool. Stuck it on. And it's like, it's that wanted poster of the gaming of Paul Goddard. And then like Will went like, why is a mugshot like a sexy Vogue
It's the
cover?
nicest photo of anybody. Yeah.
It's like, why is it just a screenshot from the film? Of where I'm like, yeah, it is a bit like, it's like, have you seen this absolute babe walking around?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. That's true, actually. I didn't think about that.
Just a funny little tidbit that I like pointer. Considering Charlie Chaplin was an absolute perfectionist. Then again, to be fair, not many continuity errors at all in this.
No,
not
at all.
Especially for like a film of this stature, where like the film could have just like, where editing was just, we're gonna roll the camera, if something fucks up, we're gonna cut whatever the fuck up was and just pick it up, which will equal some sort of continuity error.
Yeah.
All the costumes that are in place. There's no like prop that's got it. But you know what it is? I think, do you have anything you want to talk about, like what your thoughts on the ending on that is and all that? Okay.
Not particularly. I liked it.
We can move on to like the technical side of things, because this is a silent film. But this is 1936.
Yeah.
This is
post jazz singer.
This is 9 years after Talkies.
Yeah.
This is, everyone was saying to Chaplin when he was doing City Lights, it's like, mate, just like,
let it go, man.
But he did City Lights, and then 5 years later he did Modern Times, so he was still sticking to it. But what I like a lot about this film is, like, again, it is silent film, but you can see the advance in technology. Like, there's interesting cinematography. There's like there's 30s cinematography in this fucking film, in the sense it wasn't necessarily like cinematography in the 30s wasn't exactly big bombastic, but we had like there was more moving shots, there was more emphasis on close-ups, there was more shot reverse shots happening in this time, and there is still a lot of that, but the film still sits a lot in like that nice warmth of silent era stuff. But I also love the mixture of, like, again, the film wasn't shot with sound. Chaplin's composing it. But his mind was like, what if I compose Foley? Yeah. And he's like, and, we got the talking boss, and he's the only voice we hear. It's like, okay, that's a really neat trick for filmmaking where you're using the only voice we hear is the big corporate man.
Yeah.
That's the only voice we hear. Or like there's things where it's like, again, we're using like, again, certain things just to do Foley, and that's just a part of the score. It's a really, and then obviously once we get to it, Chaplin's overdubbing the fucking song, the nonsense song.
Yeah.
But there's also elements of when we do go to silent film bits where, they talk, whatever, then a title card pops up. It doesn't feel out of place. Like, no, it's a really good mixture of silent film and talking together.
Yeah, it's somehow
feel
never jarring. Yeah. It's somehow you never go like, what the fuck? When you hear something, like when you hear a bit of Foley, or if you hear the boss talking or something like that, it never makes you go like, what the fuck? I thought this was a silent movie. What the hell's going on here? It always feels right, which is weird, and I don't know why, because my brain didn't even clock it that Foley was happening until like a couple of seconds afterwards, and I was like, hang on a second, that would have been. But that's not meant to be a thing that they do at this point. I mean, it is in every other film except this, but like
it's not a silent film technique.
Yeah, but it was really interesting. Yeah,
like thinking about it in that context, I don't think there's another film like this, like where it's so like both things, but it's a great silent film as a whole, even though. Yeah. He's implementing talky bits. It's weird in the sense, like, because he was very much so. Chaplin was very much so like, you don't need talkies. You don't need to speak. There's visuals. The whole point of cinema and filmmaking is the visual art of storytelling. But you could almost see he was a progressive in his mindset in the sense as well. Like, he wasn't such a stickler in the sense of like, when he'd just always be silent, he was still open to the point of like, well, maybe we can utilize the voice.
Yeah.
To emphasize certain aspects.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can use the score not as a musical piece, but as an instrument for like a Foley, like where he turns the cogs and it's like a whoop,
yeah.
Whoop, whoop. Like that's not musical, but
yeah.
It's do you know what it is? We're talking about the world building and like the visuals of it all. He really does utilize the visuals. Feels like something ripped out of time.
Yes,
and even sonically, it sounds ripped out of time.
It's like a weird like Mickey Mouse in sort of vibe with like, that whole phenomenon in cartoons and stuff like that, which kind of helps to break it away from like, oh no, this is supposed to be a real guy doing a job. It's like, not really. He's getting fed by a robot and whatever, but it kind of like, it helps to establish it as not being exactly true,
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it really is. I do. It's like, it is really some of that, like, I think the film is like this one, again, City Lights will probably always be my favorite because of the actual narrative and story in that film. It's just more, that's more up my alley, that one.
Yeah.
But I think Modern Times will always stick because do you know what? It's a really good film for people to watch if you want to watch an old classic film.
Yeah.
But it's not, well, okay, this is impressive for the 30s. It's like, you can be like, oh, that's a really cool set. Or like, oh, like kind of what you've said. Like, that's an interesting world that I haven't seen in a silent film or even a modern film.
Yeah.
And like the certain techniques, like, we're getting silent film bits, like the little gags, like when he dives in the water, but it's shallow. It's like, oh, whoopsie daisy. But then there's moments where it's like, you hear dialogue or or like, we go from basically like this, like just a wide still of him doing a joke. And then we also then do a big dolly tracking shot with the wide of him waving the flag and then the crowd behind him or something. It's like, there's various filmmaking techniques in this that is almost the perfect like bridge between silent film and then what would be the 40s and 50s, I think. Yeah.
Some could say that he was transitioning into modern times.
Some could say that. Some would say that indeed.
Wow.
But yeah. But before we also round it off, before I say my final point before we round off, it'd be interesting to, I'm not sure if, because at the minute I haven't got any other Chaplin films snugged into like any seasons. But it would be interesting. It would be interesting to maybe talk about The Great Dictator, which was his first talkie, which I think, which I mean, people know the speech. People know the speech, which in my opinion, which to me, this is why he was a big example of why he was one, like at the time, like my favorite fucking filmmaker, like a decade ago. Where I was like, the man did silent films to perfection, and he utilized that medium in. He made sure he utilized every element of that medium to a T. Whether it be big suits, practical suits, like there was a big turkey suit in like the Gold Rush or something that was really cool and interesting, and like miniatures, and he used miniatures and stuff in the Gold Rush, or like, you know, he used flashback sequences really well. No, fantasy sequences really well in City Lights. He did that really well with the editing technique, like overlaying shit and whatnot. And then obviously with Modern Times, he utilized it with like sets and stuff. But then like once he started doing talkies, the man like wrote fucking beautiful pieces of dialogue. As like he could like do, and there's still physical comedy in The Great Dictator actually, which is interesting. But that becomes more like a dance as opposed to like a. I mean, there's some physical comedy in that, but you know, I think like he transitioned so seamlessly in the sense of like motherfucker didn't have like a dud. I think like towards the end of his career, like in like the early 50s. It started like, you can start seeing the things starting to wane down here a little bit. But even then, like there's film Limelight from the early 50s, 1952. That was a film where he was like getting on in age, and the film plot was about a clown in the twilight of his career trying to find one last bit of success, being unhappy in life. Yeah, you know, so it's like, but even then, it's like, then he's utilizing, okay, I'm getting old. Maybe I can utilize my fucking real life to create, you know, he's a fucking, I think there's a reason why he's an iconic figure in film history. Not just because it's like, oh, well, I recognize the bowler hat and the mustache and the tramp walk and all that. I think when you actually explore his filmography, it's stuff where it's like, it goes past just simply appreciating it for just existing. It's more of a thing of like, no, I can understand why. Yeah. Why it's like that. But the last thing I want to talk about this film, because I want to like throw just slightly a bit more praise on Paulette Goddard. Because I think, obviously Chaplin's great comedically, but I think she is the emotional heart to it, and she is the performance to it, and she does a great job at silent movie acting in this, but without being. But silent movie acting, that's usually common in male leads. Yeah. Like, I mean, well, you've seen Sunrise, so you've seen a dramatic film in the silent film genre.
Yeah. Boy,
but even in some comedies, I mean, we can look at the female lead in The General, where their facial expression, women's facial expressions in silent films were very limited. It was always the blokes who were the charismatic force of it all. Whereas I think Paulette Goddard, again, in different time, we're in the mid-30s to late 30s. We're in the screwball era. Ginger Rogers was already a thing in this. You know what I mean? So it's like female acting is already different in the 30s than it was in silent film era anyway. So I think Paulette Goddard, again, same thing as the entire film as a whole. Paulette Goddard is doing 30s female acting in her facial expressions and her body language, while managing to know what to do when silent film acting needs to take place. Because when you're talking, I don't know if you know if it clicks with you, because it clicks. This clicked with me this time round. It's her it's movement, whereas like because with talkie acting, you know, you can speak it. If you're sad, you're emphasizing more of how sad you are. And if you're going to be making a movement, maybe you slowly move your hand to your head and like maybe your face, and maybe you talk about how sad you are. Whereas with silent movie acting, you need to be a bit more sharp and quick with it. It's like in the end, or like several times I think in this with Paulette Goddard, where it's like something happens, we pan over at her, she's got a single tear rolling down her cheek. She's just looking, and there's stuff going on in her head, and she doesn't slowly, gradually go down. She does the silent movie acting thing of like, sharply moving her head down to her arm like that. But I feel like it worked. She does, again, it's a perfect blend of like, right, we're going to get close up on her face to really emphasize the emotion
yeah.
And then do the silent movie thing of, wah! And it's like, but it just works. I don't know. There's something about it where like nothing's jarring in this film. And I think as much as Chaplin is really good in this, I think she is almost the glue in the film.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. She's what kept me going with it. So I think for that first half an hour, he was really doing my head in. And like, if he didn't have that foil of someone competent working with him, the shtick would have got old really quickly. For me.
If it was just the tramp bobbing along in these situations.
Yeah, it would have worn off after like an hour or so. But like, I mean, there's only 20 minutes left after that, but you know what I mean. But she really emotionally kept it going, and like I wanted them to stay together, and I wanted her to get the house and the home that she wanted, and all that kind of stuff. And I felt for her when her dad died and all that kind of stuff. She was what was keeping me going with it, which I think was like an issue I had with the general, where I just didn't give a fuck about any of them. Buster Keaton annoys me. He didn't annoy me. He was fine. But the woman was nothing. Yeah, she had no personality, no character whatsoever. That's not her fault. That was probably just the movies of the time. But then you get something like this, and it's like, she's great. He's doing a great performance, silent film performance. And together, they elevate each other. You know, they balance each other out and make something that you actually want to keep watching. Double thumbs up. Good job for her.
She's also in The Great Dictator, so I might have to find a way to. So I might have to find a way to maybe loop that into a season, because I think that would be an interesting thing to look on that. But overall, I fucking love this film. It's always going to be a film that I always enjoy. Again, like a lot of time, a lot of things, moments, on the intermission. My love has only just emphasized a bit more from discussing it. It's been a good discussion, this one.
Hell yeah, man.
Finally, we've found a film this season where we can both be like, fuck yeah, that my internet didn't shit the bed in.
We've done it. We've successfully done it, everyone.
We'll see what the rest of the season brings us, is all I'm saying.
Oh Jesus. I don't know what's next.
I need to remind myself, actually.
Oh, dear God.
But that's not until the end. But with that being said, that's been our thoughts on modern times. That's a very warranted discussion. We haven't just breezed over the fucking film by any means.
No, we've done it. You know,
and we also threw in a Cal G spot discussion in between there as well. So that's also fine and dandy, in it.
Pretty good.
So yeah, there we go. Let's go on to the intermission bit of it all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want first? Do you want a Tyler tale? Do you want a Milkman song? Do you want to tell your tale?
Well, the Tyler tale is always the thing that rounds off the intermission.
Yeah,
that's fair. I like how the intermission has now become. We need to have an intermission before we get to the end of the intermission. It's like, we can't just we need to split it up a bit. We need to ease everyone off a bit before we get to the fucking mammoth Tyler tales.
Oh my God!
Did I forget to put the song in as well? I might have done.
Yeah, I think you did, but it's fine. It's okay.
Try to remember this time, but is what it is.
It's fine.
But yeah, what was? Oh yeah. So not much to say about my night out. I'll do that. It wasn't really a night out. We had drinks. You know what? It's my ideal night out these days. I'll say that.
Just heroin.
Just constantly shooting up. Just constantly. My ideal shit.
I've run out of veins. I've had to go to my balls. He says.
There's a reason why
I'm being very crude this week. I'm in a blue kind of mood this week. I don't know what's going on.
It's usually me that's like bringing us down.
What the hell's going on here?
Which, considering you're the funny one of the podcast, you would have thought you're always going to be the one doing it.
Yeah.
But I'm usually the one saying shit that you're going, fuck, man. Damn it.
Yeah, absolutely not. No, thank you.
No, but this time around. No, so on Friday, I went to Was it Friday? Yes, it was Friday. I went to watch the Level 4's final play.
Oh yeah.
Called This Is It? Hang on. Oh, it's back over on the table. I think it's called This Is a War. Might be called that. It was good. It was a good time. It was a good one. It was funny and dramatic. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Dave. Dave directed it, so that's why I say good stuff, Dave.
Okay. Good on you, Dave.
Yeah. But then after that, went to Spoons and chatted with peeps and all that. It was me, Joe, and Connor that went to watch it. And you know, there was the bunch of us, but then we ended up talking to a load of the level 5 actors, and Aaron, level 4 actor Aaron. Just and then this is what I mean. This was a good night out for this reason. Good time. So this is what the majority of the time was. I was in Spoons. We ended up going outside in the beer garden because it was, nice day. Whatever. Beer garden. In there until it shuts. In there until Spoons shuts. So, fine. We're not instantly moving bar to bar, whatever. We're all just chilling. We're all chilling, chatting.
Yeah, that's nice.
What cool times. Everyone it became a thing where one time someone came and was like, Bustle talks loads about you, Oscar. I'm like, let's not do this. let's not do this. And I was like, I understand what you're saying, but I then asked like, what's said about me? Like what is said, and then it's like, because I'm just curious. But then I'm like, don't get like a big impression of me. Is all I'm saying. Yeah. But then we spent enough time with them. So after Spoon Shot, we then went to Idols, and then it got a point where like one of the actors, Alex, who played what was her character's name in Mockumentary? Is it Ali Jolie? Is that
Ali Jolie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Ali Jolie.
I know you do.
Yeah.
That was discussed that time as well.
Yeah, I bet.
Discussed that with her as well. And it got to the point where, she was around Connor Dorian long enough where I think she went, I thought you were cool, but you're just a fucking cringe machine. And it's like, yeah, that is Connor. Yeah, fucking exactly.
You leave that boy alone.
But no, he wasn't helping himself that night. Is all I'm saying. He was not helping himself that night.
I would say he comes off cool, but I wouldn't call him a cringe machine.
He can be a bit of cringe.
I'd say he seems cool, and then you meet him, and he's actually a big fucking doof. That's what I mean. So that happened. Joe was being Joe. Yeah.
And then I'm just me as well. So I'm like, well, I'm glad you were all there tonight to see us. So we're no longer on a pedestal. Cheers. Thank you very much. Although I did get a few people like, I hope to work with you someday, Oscar. I was like, there was some. Alex did it the nice way, is what I would say. Alex did it the best possible way. We bullshitted first, and then it got to a point. We said bye, and then she slipped in. It's like, "Will I work with you someday?" And I went, "Oh, I work with you too, Alex. So it'll be a good time." So it wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't a please cast me in one of your films. It was that'll be a fun time if we ever work together. I was like, yes, it would, Alex. Good shout. Whatever. So,
was it one of those evenings that I would have left and probably screamed in the street?
Well, I've never seen you scream in the street, so I don't know.
You've seen me scream in the street. Do you remember when we were walking down to collect equipment for Mockumentary, and I just had a wee breakdown?
Oh yeah. What? I don't know why you would have done that in this. Why would that have been a thing?
Just when it's usually when we're sat together and then people come and wank you off, and I'm just sat there like, well, I make films as well.
Metaphorically, not literally. Everyone fucking no one knows. I wasn't just stood there.
Getting jacked, and I'm sat there like, yeah, all right. Just jealous.
No, it would not have been that. It would not have been.
When we're sat there and someone comes over to you and goes, "Oh my God, Oscar! Like, the uni talks about you all the time, and just I think your films are amazing," and just and I'm just and I'm sat there like I make shit too, I'm right here, man. I make shit as well. What do you? Come on, you saw mine, right? Fucking hell, man. Jesus.
So certain people that do that to me, I even doubt if they've seen any of mine. They just know that. That's what I mean. But no,
I don't know if it's just because I'm more of a jokey guy. People think I don't take it seriously. You know, I have a bit of fun with it, but fuck, man, it means a lot to me. Jesus.
But the thing is, right? This is what I mean. This is what I mean. If people are around us and know us, we are kind of two peas in the same pod with our work ethic and how we treat things or whatever. It just so happens we made two different films. I'm not. Thing is, I'm not this super serious fucking like artsy fartsy fucker. Like, you know,
it's good stuff.
Look, I'll tell you why I like lamb, and then I'll laugh about it afterwards. That's where I'm at with it. You know what
exactly,
I mean? That's what I mean. But it's like, but more often than not, it always happens where it's like me and you are bullshitting about. We're bullshitting about something or someone. Just having, just a regular conversation, whatever. And then someone comes up to us, and then they do beeline to me for a compliment. That has happened before, and I don't even know how to take it.
All the time.
Then I never know how to take it because I don't know what to do. I'm like, thanks, and then and then you're just there, just steaming. You're just there, just.
But it's just, it's every time, right? It's any time.
The thing is, I'm not that hot of shit, man. I'm not that.
It's every time we're stood or sat together. Yeah, I'm glad I'm getting to vent this on a public forum. Right? Right? Anytime we're sat or stood together and someone approaches us that's in a year at uni below Tyler's year, I'll just take a fucking step back because I know they're not there for me. You know? And it's insulting, all right? All of you actors out there, probably encouraged by fucking Johnny Bustle, yeah? I exist as well, alright? Fuck you guys. You all suck. You don't all suck, you seem like nice people. But, fucking hell, man.
It's a majority of a good year is all I'm saying.
They're lovely people. We worked together on the documentary, they're lovely people. Not that year doesn't do it that often, really, from what I've seen. They might do it more. There's a select.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be fascinating.
I'm gonna leave there so angry. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be infuriated as soon as we leave.
No, but here's the thing, right? With me now,
nobody. So just to make this, not one of the lecturers. I guarantee. I'll make a bet right now. I'll put £5 on the line. If I have £5, I'll put it here. Not one lecturer will ask me about Emmerdale.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Technicians, Lee.
Oh, you're not counting Lee or Udale.
I'm not counting Lee and Udale.
What I was going to simply say is this.
I went on a little angry tangent there. Apologise.
I was going to make a point to say, I've now been around that year enough to where I feel like I've slightly broken down a barrier where I've now I'm now no longer Oscar W. Fitchett. Yeah. I'm now, Oscar.
Yeah, which is nice.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, there's it's like again, this one of the film I've just wrapped, which might have been announced. I worked, Conor Dorian was on that film. I worked with Ellen Bodie, who played Mo in the mockumentary, worked with their level 5 actor. Excellent. And I worked with Aaron, who's a level 4 actor, on that film as well. And with film, and I always try to make sure, that I'm just a goof as well at times. I'm a dummy and whatnot. So it's like I've broken down that and then, filmed that, went on a night out with them or whatever, and then wrapped on Sunday and all that. So I'm like, all right, well, I feel like now I've chatted to a good chunk of them enough to where I'm like, I'm not like, oh my God. There should hopefully be, and like, to be fair, I appreciate this in the sense, like, I get people acknowledging that I'm talented, but that's the equivalent of how I acknowledge Joe's talent, or I acknowledge Connor's talented. Or like,
me. Sorry.
You are as well.
I'm right here, man. I'm right here. You're doing it right now.
I know. Robbie, I've praised you several times. I've done it several times. Fuck me, mate. You don't need me to tell you you're good. You've never said that I'm mint because I don't need it.
Oh, well, you're all right.
I don't need you to go, no, I was class, mate. Well, it's like, yes, you praise shit when Love Bethy when we were watching it in the cinema. I praise shit of A Story of Love to You when we were watching the cinema. It's not
I'm doing a bit.
No, I know you are, and I'm fucking playing along with the bit. My point being, the people who... I should hope that now enough people have broken down the walls, the facade enough to where it's like, don't put me on a pedestal. Fucking just, I'm here, whatever. Chat to me, whatever. Yeah. We can talk about whatever. Fucking whatever. Yeah. But then there's going to be people who come over and fucking do that. And those people will always be those people. And I'm not going to allude to anyone. I'm not going to name names. But there we go.
I will say, by the way, also, sorry, just before we move on, so anyone who feels like after my little, anyone that feels like after my little rant there that I'm not approachable, I'm a very nice guy. That little rant there was a bit, all right. It's a thing that I've made jokes about for a long time. It is a real thing that happens, but I don't care that much. All right, I was only joking. I don't hate you all. You know that bit where I said you all suck and did that and said fuck you? I don't mean that. Okay.
I'm looking forward to the film festival to see everyone.
Oh yeah, me too, man. Big time.
Good time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, did you have a thing that you were gonna say?
I had a Milkman song.
Oh, you did have a milk. I thought you had like a.
Well, I went to a gig.
Okay.
Which was good. It encroached. Encroached, is that a word?
Sounds like a word.
Yeah, fuck it. It encroached on when I was supposed to send you the audio file.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, so you said send me it when you get home from work, and I said, okay.
Yeah.
So that was at around, about 11 a.m. that day?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Julia messaged me at 1 o'clock that day saying, this is the plan. And I had forgotten I was even at a gig.
Okay, that's fair.
So that was a laugh. We went to Yard Act. It's very good. They're like a kind of punky sort of vibe. Brit punk stuff.
All right.
Very good. They'd been gigging at this one place called the Brood Nail Club in Leeds all night. Not all night. Well, they were doing it all night that night, but they'd been doing it all week at the same place, at the same venue. And every night they had a different stand-up comedian as the opening act for them.
Okay, right.
Which was nice, because like sometimes you just go and see a worse band for half an hour, and then the real band comes on. But to have stand-up comics come on was great, and they had Nish Kumar did one, Lolly Adefope did one, Phil Jupiters did one, and I was very jealous that I was not at that one, because I love Phil Jupiters. And he also, during that performance, announced that it was his last performance and that he was retiring, and nobody knew. I was like, fuck, I wish I was at that. Because they didn't tell you, when the tickets went out, they didn't tell you who was doing each night.
Right.
We got Harry Hill.
What the fuck?
Which was great.
Yo!
It was fucking phenomenal.
Oh, that's like a childhood favorite of mine. Jesus.
Oh my god.
TV Burp every Saturdays or Fridays that was my
It was fantastic. And Harry Hill came out and he did a great little set. It's fantastic. He started spraying people with wine and stuff.
Jesus.
He had a PowerPoint with a song that he was doing where he was teaching everyone the difference between a tray bake and a tear and share, and then a photo would come up on the slideshow, and you'd have to shout out if it was a tray bake or a tear and share, and then he turned that into a song.
Right. Okay.
And then he did it with people. Who's a tray bake? Who's a tear and share? So like Hitler came up. That's a tray bake. Jesus comes up. That's a tear and share. Things like that. It was great. I had a lovely time. Then the band came on. What I appreciate about their performance is that they were really fucking funny, but like my kind of humor. So like, people probably know this if they listen to this podcast. Big fan of like Vic and Bob, like Vickery's Big Night Out, things like that. It had that kind of a vibe to it. There was there was a big spinning wheel where every 3 songs they'd grab another 3 people out of the audience to come up and spin the wheel, and it just had every song that they'd written on it. They just made up what they were playing next based on spinning the wheel.
Yeah.
Every time he'd try and do a different swear word, so he'd be like, spin that fucking wheel, and then he'd use them all up, and he'd be like, shit, spin that cunting wheel, or whatever. Things like that. It's great. And there was one where they landed on a thing called crow whipping, and I've listened to their songs quite a lot, and I'm like, I don't remember a song called crow whipping. And that's because it's not a song. It was they brought out a wooden little doll's house with a crow on the top of it, and then the guitarist got a towel, a very long towel, and tried to whip the crow off the house for like 2 minutes for no reason, which was good. They had a bit where the guitarist dressed up as Brian May from Queen with a crown on his head and played.
Didn't he say from Queen?
Well, you know,
we all know.
But idiots listen to this thing. All right?
we all know who Brian May is, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know. And he started playing the national anthem, and we were tasked with booing
idiots
him
listen to
whilst he did so.
Just locked on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So he was like, an Irish person came to the show, and they didn't understand when he was dressed up as Brian May with a crown and playing the national anthem on the guitar that was supposed to be satirical, and so they went just to hammer it home if we could all boo him whilst he does it. So that's what they did. So he just played the national anthem for like 2 minutes, and everyone booed him. Great time. Phil Jupitus was there.
All right.
I met him. He drew a picture of me and Julia.
Cool.
He was doing dislikeness portraits.
Right.
And so that's me and Julia there. I don't know if it's going to focus properly.
Moving close to your face.
There it is. Just a stick figure. Little speech bubble there saying "We hate cake." Obviously the joke being that we do quite like cake. And then at the end, the band came back out to do an encore. Harry Hill came back on stage. Phil Jupitus came on stage, and they all sang "I Get Knocked Down, But I Get Up Again." It was great.
Nice.
So what a lovely evening.
Sounds it. One of my favourite Harry Hill bits is when he did a banging impression of Morrissey, and and Morrissey got generally pissed off because of course he did.
Because of course because he's Morrissey and he hates the world.
That was I don't know if I should admit this.
Go on.
When we were in Idols, a Smiths song came on, and I love the Smiths. I'm a Smiths kind of guy. I also. Sometimes. I'm also this kind of guy as well. I went to Joe when we were in Newcastle, and my hall in HFE is I'm gonna get some sort of hotline call on me because I'm like handing it right. Because now since I drive this CD player, I'm trying to build my CD collection back up. Because I mean at the minute I've got my Bluetooth on and it connects to Spotify. Yeah. But like one day maybe I think it might be cool if I just have some CDs in my glove compartment and I have someone in the passenger go, "Hey, stick a CD on, pick which one you want." So I thought, well, I'm trying to build them up, and I thought, okay, right. Reese got the Daft Punk 10th anniversary CD for Random Access Memories.
Very nice.
One of my all-time fave albums, and mad that's 10 years old now. But like, so I got so my haul for HMV was a Sufjan Stevens album, The Age of Odds, on there. It's not. I wanted Joe. It's not the most. It's one of his happier albums, and he goes, mate, it opens with Futile Devices, which is him like talking about like singing a song about how like it's basically him being like, I mean, I love you, but I mean, I guess like you don't love me back then.
Oh Jesus!
It's like that.
Geez.
I said it's one of his upbeat albums. I didn't say it's an upbeat album.
Yeah.
It's where Sufjan decided, like, I'm going to go electronic with this album.
Okay.
It's fucking cool. The song ends. Right. The album ends with like a 25-minute song that goes through different genres of fucking music. Okay. It's mental. Cool. So I said that one. And I had the CD of OK Computer by Radiohead, which features the bangers Karma Police and Paranoid Android and no surprises. And then I topped it off with the Blu-ray of Aftersun. So I'm like, well, that's
Jesus.
Well, that's going to set some sort of impression.
Yeah, that sets some alarm bells off.
But I'm like, but they're all fucking, I love them all. It's like, yeah, but Joe's like, yeah, but Oscar, man, come on. I'm like, well, is what it is. But anyway, so the Smiths is playing in Idols. Me and Connor were singing along to it, but then they got to a point where we couldn't remember the lyrics, so we would just look. So then we just we then just started going Morrissey, Morrissey, and then we looked right at Joe, Morrissey, Morrissey. Joe is Jewish, by the way.
Yeah, so yeah.
So
let's get that out there.
So that's what happened with that.
Yeah.
Should we get? You know what? Tell me your Milkman song. Then I'll say another bit because then the bit that I'm going to say will lead us on well to the Tyler Tale.
To the Tyler Tale. Okay. So this is the Milkman song. It hasn't got any backing. It's just vocals.
Oh, don't you need me to drop a beat?
No, that's fine.
Okay. It's an acapella.
Yeah. Milkman, he's coming in hot with a crate of your milk and some forget-me-nots. He's dropping off letters, they're addressed to your wife. He's shagging your wife, mate. He's shagging your wife. You should fucking knock him out, mate. He's shagging your wife. He's shagging your wife. Bah! That was the Milkman song. Thank you very much.
Can't wait for that to just be a chapter in the fucking...
Maybe I'll have another song next week. Probably not. Lightning doesn't strike twice.
When did you do that? When was that?
I wrote that on Saturday, on my walk in the park. So I'm glad it's got a good reaction because I was thinking about working that into my next stand-up, so that's good.
Right, the point that I was going to make.
Yeah, go
on. Is Optimus eventually found his way back to the Oakroyd.
Oh, thank God.
I took him into the uni.
Yeah.
Ellie saw him. Well, no, this is what happened, right? Took him in because we need him as a prop in the... We're going to make him a prop in the fucking set for Joe's filming.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fill it out. It's meant to be like a rental store. I thought, Optimus Prime would suit being there.
Yeah.
Whatever. Sure. I took him in, plunked him down. He was behind me while Connor was talking to Sophie. Kate came out the IT suite. Talked to her for a bit. Connor went. Connor said, "Oh, he's here." Pointed down. Kate saw him behind me. Kate saw him, looked up, mouth wide open, eyes fucking just fucking open.
Popping out of her skull.
Did a fucking 180, legged it back in the IT suite.
Oh, God.
And I go, oh, shit, what have you done here, Connor? Next thing I see, Ellie, fucking a mile a dozen, runs out of the IT suite, runs down to me, try to slide tackle me. I have to fucking grab hold of him, and she's on the floor trying to fucking get hold of him. I'm like, Ellie, we need him. No, we need him. And she's going, give him back. Give him. I'm like, Ellie, we need him. We need him for a prop. We can't fucking.
Oh, God.
And then she keeps trying to sneak round, and she's like, when can I have him back? And when you can I'm going to be done with him by Friday. It's Thursday at this point, so I'm like, tomorrow, Ellie, tomorrow.
You can have him tomorrow.
He's there. I'm going to leave him here, and then it's up to you at that point. So finished with him, went up to the edit suite, saw Kyle and Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
And I went, I'm leaving him here. And Tyler was like, the fuck? And then just left. And then next thing I see, I get a Snapchat of him on top of the lockers being like, Oscar, come get your boy. I go, he's not my responsibility now.
It's not mine.
I fucking gave him back. But apparently, I'm the dad and Ellie's the mum in this scenario. So he twos and throws, but it feels more like a Wolf of Wall Street situation where I come back from a night of drink and I go, I'm taking him back with me, and then
he's mine.
And then I wake up and go, oh shit, why'd I do? Because I wake up.
What am I doing?
Because I wake up and go, I'm gonna have to take him back because I can't just keep. I can't keep. But then, you know how I left the Matrix Reloaded in him?
Oh, yeah.
I got a Snapchat from Ellie on the Friday saying, The Matrix is literally my least favorite film. Fuck you. And then I go, well, it's The Matrix Reloaded. It's not The Matrix. And then she goes,
fine.
And she goes, I hate the whole Matrix franchise. And I told Connor about that. And then Connor went, wow, transphobic of her. And I went, I'm going to say that to her. So I went, wow,
that's a terrible idea.
Wow, very transphobic of you. I don't know if Ellie quite read it. Because as we know, as everyone probably knows, the Wachowski sisters were once the Wachowski brothers, and then they transitioned, and now they're Lana and Lily Wachowski.
Yeah.
So I just made that joke because I thought, well, that would make her feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't think Ellie knows this because she went, yeah, fuck your Transformers and fuck your Matrix.
Well, that's not.
So
what he
I'm
meant.
like, no, yeah, that's not what I meant. But I stopped replying at that point because I didn't want to keep digging the hole. But
yeah,
so
she does know that Transformers and trans people aren't the same thing. Yes,
I should hope so.
Okay, good.
I should hope so.
As long as she knows that,
but I
should be all right.
Also, Tyler the cheeky cunt, the cheek on this man. I'm like, I get out of
beautiful
the
cheeks. Sorry, go on.
Don't know about that. I get out of the theater show in uni. I have a message from him, an unread message.
Oh God.
Hang on. Oh, it won't be. Yeah, no, he Snapchatted me. He didn't fucking message me on Facebook, so I don't have a record of this. He fucking went at me. He went at me. Oscar, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bored are you right now? And I'm like, right, what's this going to be? I went, why?
Yeah, what do you want?
I went, why? He went, do you fancy doing some post-sound for indication?
Oh, he asked me the same fucking thing. I said no.
Yeah, this is what happened. Do you know what this is what happened? I went like,
yeah.
And I went, what do you mean by post-sound? I went, as in, do you want me to record some shit for you? Or do you want me to do something? He went, just go on audition. I went, I know fuck all about audition, Tyler. No, absolutely nothing. He went, shit. I went, ask Robbie instead. So that's why I asked you.
Absolutely not. No thanks. I'm good.
So yeah, and with that being said about that, Tyler, let's get. What else has he been up to, Robbie?
I'll tell you, man. It's time for season 2, episode 4 of the Tyler Tales.
Episode 3.
Episode 4.
Episode 3.
Episode 4.
3.
It's episode 4.
No, it isn't.
The team was in disarray. The Valentine's Day massacre happened.
That was 1.
Tyler was walking the streets and he went into the sandwich shop.
That was 2. Oh, this is 3.
Tyler was on the train. He was episode 3. This is episode 4.
Do you know what? No, do you know why? Because I haven't uploaded the train episode as a clip. As of time recording this, I haven't. So I'm, I
see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, foot and shit and tits, says Tyler, as he watches Reese Bruce ride away on the train.
We're picking up right off.
We're picking up right where we left off. He pulls the drawstrings on his Redcar Cricket Club poncho and makes the Velcro on his Hello Kitty light up sick-ass trainers as tight as it'll go before setting off running at lightning pace.
Fucking hell.
He's stopped in his track to the door by a man holding his belt buckle with both his hands and spitting into a metal bucket. Ting!
That's a bit of Foley.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Tyler is surrounded by police officers and their leader. All right. I'm the sheriff around these parts. Matthew McConaughey. What you doing around here, like? I loved you in The Wedding Planner. I told you, boy. I'm the sheriff around these parts. What, in Selby? Ryan Reynolds has a fucking football club in Wales. Who says I can't beat the sheriff of Selby?
Ryan Reynolds almost had the Hartlepool Football Club as well.
Oh my God.
And then we said, nah, so he went to Wrexham instead.
Brilliant. Who says I can't be the sheriff of Selby? Well, it's just unlikely is all. About as unlikely as you getting out of these cuffs, boy. Ting! With that, an officer starts to cuff Tyler, but just before he can, Tyler slices them in half with the sharp end of a breadstick.
Fucking hang on.
Come no footing closer, like, or I'll be carving up some crooked cobs. Sorry, son, did you say cobs? Yeah, like the bread, like. It's just trying to do a little joke about breadsticks and cops, I think. Yeah. You're going to jail for a long time, punk. You killed that old woman. Ting! What the fuck, like? I didn't even kill her, and she wasn't even an old woman, like. She turned out to be my arch foe, Reese Bruce. I've been fighting him for years, like. Oh, fuck this noise, man. He shoots Tyler in the leg.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh, flying leg. Oh! He falls to the ground. You're going to jail, punk. Ting. They drag Tyler away into the back of their van and drive away with the blues and twos on. Tyler's gone. Back at the Team Robbie camp, we find all members stood around as three coffins are lowered into the ground. Everyone stood around sobbing. Leo's giving a eulogy for the fallen soldiers.
As he would.
Bit shit this, innit, really? Quite like these lads. And, sound cheers. Walks back over to the rest of them. Julia is sobbing. And Leo gives her a big cuddle, which I'm not too happy about that, to be honest. You know, when my spies relayed that to me, I thought that's a bit fucking far.
Yeah, what I find interesting is how we are, like, the two of us are like, we're not even witnessed any of this as well. This is
no, exactly. I'm like, you know, I just hear about these things and I'm like, oh, he gave Julia a big hug, did he? Oh, no, fine. I don't care.
I'm sure you would have appreciated an invite to the funeral as well. You know, if you
You know, I would have liked one, but that's, you know, fine. Julia says, in her heavenly voice, I just can't believe it. It could have been any of us. Well, love, something tells me you've got plot armor, but I know what you mean. Can you imagine if I killed her off? Can you imagine the fucking trouble I would be in?
I also don't think she was even. I think this is her first appearance in a time.
No, it is. It is. But I know what you mean. It just goes to show. Like, where's Lewis? You'd think he's going to be here for something like this. I had to fill in and make a speech.
Is this still
Imagine
Leo?
what Lewis's speech would have been. Yeah.
Right.
At least we know who the real ones are.
Lewis is also not on Team Robbie.
Well, yeah. Canonically, yes, he is.
In canon, he's Oscar. He's Team Oscar. He fucking...
No.
No, he is. That's fact.
No.
That's fact. That's fact.
No.
No, that's fact.
Anyway.
Jump ship.
We're back in Tyler's cell.
Oh, yeah.
He's bouncing the ball against the wall. You know, he gets handed his gruel. Takes one spoonful of it, just fucking spits it in the officer's mouth. He don't give a fuck, this guy.
Whoa.
I'm not going to be any long, like. Yeah, we'll see about that, Sonny. Someone fucking just fucking smacks him with a baton. Falls back into his cell. Person in the next cell, just a whisper. Do you really know a way out of here? Tyler says, I ain't got a fucking clue how I'm getting out of this one, like. And that's where we leave off.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Tyler's in prison. Reese Bruce is still hurtling towards
Leeds.
Lewis. Leo's like, where the fuck's Lewis?
Well, last time we saw Lewis, he was like with Ellie and Joe, and they were going to scream at pigeons at fucking seaside.
Yeah, man. I'm so excited. You
I'm
know?
interested. I am interested.
2 weeks. I mean, 2 weeks down the line, people are going to be fucking losing their minds.
Okay.
Some of the biggest events in Tyler Till's history will be happening in 2 weeks' time.
Is that why you asked me? Is that why you asked me when's the halfway point in this fucking?
Yeah. Next week, filler, but 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, nothing will be the same.
Are you intentionally trying to tie the Tyler tale in with kind of what we've had in the film?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
which is difficult when I don't know what films we're talking about. I think episode 6, it's not going to matter what the film is, because I know what happens in that episode.
What is that one? Hang on, let me just check. So that's not the next week. That's the week after, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did that one. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'd be very surprised if it would relate to anything with the film that we're talking about. Quite honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. That one that's the big one, guys. Ooh. Prepare yourself.
We're getting more after that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, it carries on.
I think
that's the mid-season finale.
What's the name of this episode? Of this
one? I don't know actually.
What would I be? What am I putting that? What am I putting for that one?
Tyler goes to fucking jail.
Yeah. The standoff. Yeah. The standoff, or was that later?
The standoff's good. No, the standoff's good.
I like the mixture of like the samurai and the cowboy. I like the thought there.
That was nice, wasn't it?
I also like how we're bringing in other people. You know, we got Rishi Sunak, we got Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. There's part of me. There was part of me that wanted it. I was gonna do Hugh Jackman for a little bit, and then I was like, that doesn't fit for a sheriff.
No.
So
has he been a cowboy? In my head, I've imagined Hugh Jackman with probably. A cowboy hat.
Yeah, he's probably been a cowboy, hasn't he?
I know, probably.
Yeah, some shit.
I have a point.
I was thinking of Van Helsing. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. Eon of Vampires. I have a point that I wanted to make.
Go on.
When you were having your rant earlier.
Oh yeah.
and it's a slight counterpoint. But I'm gonna make that. But I'm gonna make that point after we get to the after the negative Letterboxd reviews.
Fuck.
So
that's usually where we wrap up. I don't want you to give me some hard truths where I have to look at myself in the fucking mirror.
It's not a hard truth. All right. I'll do it now then. I'll do it now. Right?
Yeah, I don't want to end with it. Then be sad when I go to bed.
It's not you being sad. What it is,
right.
It's like you being like, oh, I'm always stood there when Oscar gets praised. Oh, I exist too. I'm good. Do you know how much I'm sick of hearing people come up to me and go like, oh, I'd fuck Robbie. Oh, Robbie's really handsome. I'd shag Robbie. I'm fucking sick of it. I don't need to hear it. You know what? Yeah, Robbie, you're a good-looking chap. I get it. But also,
thanks, man.
I don't need every lass coming up to me saying that they would mount you. I don't need it.
Well, do you know what, man? I don't want to be, I don't want to be the guy.
And I especially don't need the situation that you know what happened in real life.
What was that?
When a lass walks up to you in the smoking air of Pop World, clearly saw the two of us enter the same place at the same time, because, whatever. The one time we split off slightly, she comes up to you, trying to have a bit of a flirt, try and do that. You read the situation, you go, oh, sorry there, got a girlfriend. She goes, oh, she 180s and walks up to me. Do you know how that makes me feel, Robbie? Do you know I'm your second...
It makes you feel like me every goddamn day, bitch. That's how it feels.
Do you know how that feels, Robbie? To be, I couldn't shag Robbie.
Yeah.
I'll tell either, or I'll try his mate, which has only happened once, or I'll tell Oscar that I'd really want to shag his mate. Well, good for you.
What can I say, man? It's the curse. But what I will say to that is I don't want to be the guy that goes, I've got it worse. However, I would say, as a guy in a nearing 4-year relationship with a girl that I very much like,
Yes.
She's great. I'm very happy with her, and I'm never going to be seeing anyone else. Thank you very much. No, thank you.
Yes.
That I personally would much rather be respected for my work than fuckable. Just saying. People telling me that they want to fuck me, great. Thanks very much. No, but no, thank you.
It's not even.
But
no, it's not even the fact that I want to get fucked, Robbie. It's the fact that I just simply, I would like an ounce of human connection that's more than just. I like to love Bethany. I would like a bit of that.
Oh man.
Ask me how I am. Ask me that once in a while. Don't ask me.
Right?
Don't go. Can you put me in one of your films?
Yeah.
Go up with me. How you doing, Oscar?
Yeah.
Then I'll answer that. You know what? Get to know me.
How you doing, man? You all right?
Well, you know how I am.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go through this shit.
Yeah, that's true.
God damn it, I have it worse. I'd rather be respected for my work than fuckable.
Well, yeah, I would. I'm not wrong. I don't need to be. Quite frankly, I should have stopped trying by now.
All I'm saying is, it would be nice.
Wow. Yeah, well. Yeah.
You're right, that would have ended on a down if I did just end
Well, that's what I mean. And then it's like,
right.
sign us off, Robbie. Yeah, all right. I guess.
I thought it would have been a bit more of a funny anecdote, but then I had to bring up the fact, like, you know what? I would appreciate if people asked me how I was. And I'm like, God, why'd I do that? Why'd I do that with it?
Jeez. Oh my God.
So the intention's all fine and dandy until it becomes real. Then it's real. Then you realise it's really fickle.
Yeah, so someone check up on this guy, all right? I'm not there. I'm not in Hartlepool anymore. someone needs to fucking do it whilst I'm away. Jesus. My God.
Why do you think I keep myself busy? I don't have time.
Oh,
to delve in my head.
Oh my God.
I've got one. Well, I've wrapped one film. I've got another film coming up in like less than 2 weeks. I've got I've got wrestling to film this weekend.
Fuck.
I'm going to be seeing The Room on Friday. I'm keeping myself busy. My bank account's not happy about. Yeah, no, it's the 20th anniversary. 20th anniversary. I'm going to be lobbing spoons. Greg Sestera's going to be there doing a Q&A.
Pretty good.
Give me excellent stuff. Right. Negative Letterboxd.
Yes. Always on the chopping block. Never to be chopped. Here we are.
Yeah, no, right. If you're unfamiliar with the segment, this is where we go to the social media site Letterboxd. We go to the film that we've talked about. And then we go to the negative reviews on it because it's always a bit of a laugh, except when it's not. Except when it's not.
Yeah.
There were some fun things last week. There was no Hall of Famers. Haven't had a Hall of Famer in a good while, man.
Oh my God, yeah, it's been too long, quite frankly.
Right. So I'm gonna read. There's quite. I'm curious about what could be said here. I think we might have more of a chance of something funny.
Yeah, I hope so.
Purely because last week with the general, it became a lot of like fucking Confederate propaganda. It's like, oh, this isn't funny. I think racism was also another point in The Big Boss. It's like, it's just racist. I was like, oh dear.
It's like, oh man, well, we can't do anything with this.
I think if anything, maybe someone might comment about Chaplin's relationship escapades. But
possibly.
We'll see. We'll see. Here we go. Half a star. I hate Charlie Chaplin so much. This movie fucking sucks. If you're one of the stupid top reviews on this that gave it a 10, you're wrong and you make me angry. I read that because there's no punctuation.
Oh, okay. Well, saw that.
And this person has got edits and another edit, but also I don't want to read all of it because it's too long. That's the gist of it. Here we go. Half a star. Is there any way I can score this lower? First of all, Charlie Chaplin's character changes emotion and has so many motives, it just makes no sense. The only way the story has any exposition is through text taking up the whole screen to tell you exactly what's going on. So lazy.
Well, yeah, that's a silent film.
Silent film, you fucking idiot. And the worst, most horrendous thing this movie does is, brackets, get ready, it's pretty bad, in all caps, there's practically no talking. What the flip? Wow, I really hate this one. I'm not sure if this is a parody.
I think this is meant to be a spoof troll account. It seems like the kind of shit a certain guy would do in our class at uni.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
It's like that kind of shit that he would do.
Yeah.
Or she. But it's
or
a he.
she.
But it's a he.
That's still
and he's called Scott. Oh, God bless him.
Half a star. Worst movie. Main characters weak and small.
Who the fuck wrote that? Andrew Tate. He's a fucking beta male. This movie.
What a bitch.
This movie sucks. Man. This guy needs to go to Hustlers University. Fuck, man. Jesus.
Half a star. Half a star. Movie is called Modern Times. Came out in 1936. I hate false advertising.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's a basic.
That's like
that
that's a joke that you'd have put on Facebook when you were like 14 and thought it was really funny. Jeez.
half a star. Imagine watching this in your free time. Holy fuck. All right.
I didn't technically watch it in my free time. You know, this is like having another job.
I mean, to be fair, this is like, if you look at my Letterboxd, the only films I have watched have been for the Intermission, and then Guardians 3 was thrown in there at some point. You know,
we haven't talked about that. Weirdly, it's great, by the way. I don't know why we haven't. I don't know why we haven't talked about it. It's fucking great. It's fantastic. Loved it.
It's tied as my favorite MCU film.
Yeah, fucking brilliant.
It's really, really fucking good.
If you haven't seen it, go see it.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of my Letterboxd review of that. No,
I'm a big fan of me. Let me tell you all about it.
All I'm saying is it's got like 4 likes or something now, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And it's like I just typed in like film opens with an acoustic version of Creep, and then I go, maybe this is cinema.
Maybe this is cinema. Yes.
Half a star. This ruined my first day of classes. The way that pervert freak moves around makes me feel violently ill.
The way that pervert freak moves around. That's so good. Oh, that's fucking brilliant. Yeah, big fan of that one. That's great.
Half a star. Terrible. The main character was a complete buffoon.
Yeah, man. What do you want?
This next one seems like an angry one.
Oh,
so this, half a star. I don't care that this came out in 1936. This was the longest film I've ever watched. It felt like 3 hours. I hated it. To be honest, it wasn't that bad in the first 10 minutes, but it was the same thing over and over again. Charlie Chaplin deserved to go to jail for life, not for a few weeks. He messed up everyone's lives who's met him. I hate him so much. How did that girl even like him by the end of the film? And also, wasn't she like 15? No. Very disturbing film. I hate it so much. Don't watch it.
I mean, it's all over the place, that review.
Yeah, it is, you know.
Have an opinion and stick to it, man. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Half a star. Couldn't hear it.
Fuck off. These aren't funny. These are shit jokes. These are bad jokes, man. Fuck.
Half a star. This shit straight up sucks, and if you liked it, you're 80 plus or a liar.
I'm not a liar, and I can speak for one of us and say I'm not 80 plus.
And you're the one commenting about jokes being shit.
You're so old. What do you want from me? You being old is never not funny, and it'll never not be funny, because we'll forever be the same distance apart in age. So it's gonna be the best joke of all time forever.
But one day you're gonna be my age.
Yeah, I know, but you'll be like 62, so it's fine. It's fine, isn't it?
I can't wait in a month's time, in close to a month's time, when you're going to be coming up to Hartlepool.
Oh yeah. Well, you see me next week
for the Fitch at Doran experience.
Oh yeah, I've got that in my calendar somewhere.
Is it titled the Fitch at Doran experience too?
No, it's called Big Oscar Fitchett Bash.
I mean, it is going to be that as well. It is going to be a big Oscar Fitchett Bash.
That's what it's called in there.
And what's next week?
What's next week? Oh, just Northern Film Festival.
What's it titled?
Yeah, so that's less exciting. I apologise.
Yeah.
Seeing John Cooper Clarke on Thursday. Sorry to drop that in.
And the final review, half a star. I thought this film was pretty odd. I didn't mind it, but definitely wouldn't watch it on my own. I recommend this movie to all of my grandparents. All right, that doesn't seem like a half a star review. That's...
Yeah, I mean, you know, is what it is.
Is there?
Just to say, I'm going to see John Cooper Clarke on Thursday. If you were interested, I don't know if you heard me the first time, but yeah.
I don't know if there's a Hall of Fame review on this one.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. Is there? I don't think so.
I liked the one about him not being an alpha male, and I liked the other one about him being a pervert. Yeah, Pervert Freak was pretty good.
I mean, no Hall of Famers.
They're not Hall of Famers, but those are good.
What's the alpha, the beta male? What's his favorite films?
Go on, have a look.
Oh, doesn't have one.
He doesn't have a favorite film.
Their favorite films aren't on Letterboxd. So.
Oh my god!
And what about the one where it's like that? The way that pervert freak moves. What? Right. This guy's favorite films are. We've got McCabe and Mrs. Miller. I know about that film.
No idea.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yeah, good shit.
Need to rewatch it so I can see if I actually do like it or not.
Pretty good.
Boogie Nights. That's a banger.
Yeah, big knob.
Big fake knob. And Zodiac, an underrated Fincher film.
Yeah,
Class film. Yeah. This guy also gave Evil Dead Rise 4 stars.
I don't like him anymore.
Yeah.
I did like him for a little while
there. His profile says movie enjoyer.
Yeah, well, you know.
Do you know one of my
favorite?
favorite?
The fucking lights back. Maybe it is a plane. So just to bring this episode full circle, I'm seeing aliens again.
Most likely is a plane. Do you know what one of my favorite comments made on a Pretty Much It video was? It was after the Hellboy commentary, and they were like, "Wow, that was bad." And then Miles went, "Yeah, and I usually like movies."
That's pretty good.
I like the thought of just being like watching a film, be like, "That fucking sucked," and as someone who likes films,
yeah, as someone that quite likes movies,
that was fucking shit. Sucked.
It's not getting any closer or moving away. By the way, I'm going to see John Cooper Clarke on Thursday. Just to let you know. Can you hear me?
What was that about the UFO? It's staying there. The light's just up there.
Yeah, no, it's not moving.
Oh, interesting.
I also said I'm going to see John Cooper Clarke on Thursday if you're interested.
So with that being said, we are winding down into next week's episode. And what's next week's episode going to be? We're not doing a silent film. We're not doing a silent film this time. And we're actually doing a film in colour as well. This one's actually a very colourful film.
Oh my god.
Very colourful. It's in the 40s though, so it's only a decade later.
Oh yeah.
And it will be convenient for you to watch, Robbie, because I believe it's on ITVX.
Yes! I've got it for free! Come on!
And the film we're going to be talking about next week is going to be The Red Shoes.
Oh, yeah?
Because I want to rewatch it. And I thought, well, that'll be a good one. Just, it's a purely selfish reason. I want to rewatch it. So I thought, well, just make it an intermission episode.
Yeah, good shit.
Unlike the last few, though, unlike the last 3 episodes, it's not that long of a film. All right, it's like 2 hours and 13. It's like Shawshank length, probably. I think.
Okay.
I was expecting to look at it be like 2.5 hours, but no, it's like it's a bit over 2 hours. But yeah, Red Shoes. That's next week's episode. Yeah.
Good shit, man.
See how that goes. I'm looking forward to rewatching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else is to come? I mean, I know we don't. We might have a Lewis segment actually because he is going to be editing this one.
Oh shit, son.
So if there is a Lewis segment, Lewis. Beautiful. Next week, Red Shoes. Cheers, Lewis, for that. Whatever the fuck it was. And watch Love Bethany. It's out now. You can watch it. I can't wait till Story of Love's actually public, right?
Yeah, soon. Not soon. It won't be soon.
Maybe about, I don't know. Well,
at the end of this year, probably.
I mean, it's in some film festivals. It's submitted to some film festivals.
It's still going around in its festival run.
Yeah.
They just don't get it. Anyway.
Just a confusing time, isn't it, Robbie?
Oh, God, it's upsetting.
So, yeah. Cool. I can't really think of anything else more to say.
No?
Not really. I think that I've liked this one. This has been an enjoyable episode.
Yeah.
I'll say as well, go to the R&Q Instagram as well, because I'm going to announce shit. Again, I probably have already announced shit by now, but I'm going to be announcing upcoming films and stuff that are in the pipeline. Again, probably in a similar situation, might not be publicly released for a long time because I want to get, especially the one that's coming out well, both of them, the one that I've just wrapped and the one I'm going to be making in a few weeks. I definitely want those to be festival worthy and all that, festival release and all that. So yeah, excited. I'm excited to see you in person next week, Robbie, as well.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
It's always a wonderful time. Excited also to see Julia.
Yeah, J Doggy Dog.
I've just realised Reese is staying over my house next week.
Unlucky boy.
I've got him through to the next week because we're filming the film.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's terrifying. Fuck me! It's that soon.
Yeah. You've got Reese in your house for 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks.
Oh my god! I can barely sit with him for an hour.
He did go to me. At one point when we were messaging. He was like, "I mean, I could leave if you get sick of me." I went, "Reese, it's fine now."
Oh, bless him. Where's he going to go?
That's what I mean. What the fuck
what's
are you going to do?
What's his plan? Just sleep on the streets and then just meet you at the uni for the filming?
Well, no. His plan would be like he was going to stay over for the film festival, then go back to Epsom for the weekend, and then come back up on the Monday. I'm like, you may as well just
just stay, man. It's fine.
It's fine. Whatever.
Jesus.
It's good.
I don't know where I'm staying yet.
I was going to say, aren't you? Oh, yeah, since you got Julia.
So Julia confirmed that she was coming today because Leo kept pestering her. Well, Leo kept pestering me to pester her to be like, I need to fucking know she's coming. Because I've got a ticket put aside for her, but if she's not coming, I need to sell it off.
Right.
Not selling it, it's free. But the...
Give it away, yeah, I know what you mean.
We're going to... I think we're going to look at the premiere in Hartlepool and sort that. And just stay for the Thursday night and the Friday night, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Were you going to come up on the Monday?
I can't.
All right.
I've been
drafted in.
Yeah. It's not what I was going to say, but yes. Sure.
He's going to war.
It's a nicer way of putting it. I've been drafted. Yeah. So I don't think so. I'll know better by when I get to Hartlepool.
That's fine, but just send notes. You could just say to people in person there if you need anyone.
I might just jump on it. I'll just jump on a Zoom call or something.
Sure, fuck it.
It's a bank holiday, so if I am at work, no one else will be there. So I'll just go.
That's
just
why
go
we
into
talked
one
about
of
it. Yeah.
Just get to the desk and set my laptop up and just chat to everyone.
Yeah, we could do that. If it was gonna be, I could literally just stick you on laptop anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. We can talk more about shit, whatever about it. But anyway, that's been it. That's been this episode. Good one. I like this. I've enjoyed this one. Yeah. And I'm interested in next week's one.
Yeah.
However the fuck that will be. And yep, Red Shoes, as I said on ITVX for all you UK folk.
X. Sorry, I have a little chip in my brain now that I have to chant it every time someone mentions it. Yeah.
Until next time, guys. Sign us off, Robbie.
Yeah, I'm going to see John Cooper Clarke on Thursday. So he's a really cool poet, actually.